Chapter 495. Just like that, Linley arrived at Lu Yunhan's side, then charged towards the three-headed lion. Before coming here, Lin Rei had already made up his mind. The great path of Heavenly Seed Demon could now use the Seed Demon 3 times. If that didn't work, he would forcefully leave with Lu Yunhan. As he charged forward, a Seed Demon instantly appeared at the tip of Lin Rei's finger without anyone noticing. Human, I advise you to leave quickly. Otherwise, I will kill you. Looking at the human charging towards it, the three-headed lion felt an inexplicable sense of danger. Hee, idiot. Looking at the three-headed lion, Lin Rei really wanted to beat him up. Of course, this was on the premise that he had the ability to do so. At that moment, Lin Rei waved his hand in front of him. The Seed Demon instantly charged out of his finger and charged towards the three-headed lion. Then, the moment the first Seed Fiend rushed out, another Seed Fiend condensed and went back to the front. Just like that, the 3 Seed Fiends were all thrown out one after another, casting a wide net to catch the target. Sensing the movements of the 3 Seed Demons, Lin Rei became nervous. He was already prepared. If it didn't work, he would immediately take Lu Yunhan and leave using the dragon-subduing steps. Bam! In his consciousness, one of the Seed Demons was approaching the three-headed lion. Just as he thought that he would succeed, a terrifying force suddenly appeared and repelled the first Seed Demon. As soon as he entered this place, a sense of loss and tiredness arose in his heart. At the same time, he activated the dragon-subduing steps and charged towards Lu Yunhan. However, at the same time, Linley's divine sense continued to scan the 2 demonic seeds. Bam! One of the Seed Demons was repelled by the force. Seeing this, Lin Rei was disappointed. He retracted his consciousness and went to Lu Yunhan's side. He hugged Lu Yunhan's snake-like waist and charged forward. His speed was so quick that he was like a fleeing rabbit as he fled into the distance. At this moment, Lu Yunhan, who was in Lin Rei's embrace, blushed as a strange feeling crept into her heart. How could it be? How could I be tempted by this kid who hasn't even grown his hair yet? No. No way. Her heartbeat sped up and she was puzzled. Perhaps it was because Lin Rei had appeared when she was in danger? Teleporting 100 meters in the snow domain was already impressive. After a few breaths, just as he was about to leave, a roar came from behind him. Awoo! Awoo! Lin Rei gradually stopped flying when he heard the roar. He turned around and looked at the three-headed lion with a puzzled expression. It can't be, it can't be. He didn't know, but he didn't feel any killing intent or anger from the three-headed lion's roar. Instead, he felt respect. Linley couldn't help but think about the last remaining Seed Demon. Would it succeed after he left? At this moment, Lu Yunhan, who was in Lin Rei's embrace, saw that Lin Rei had stopped flying and became anxious. But because of the imprisonment, she couldn't say anything. She could only use her eyes to express her thoughts. However, Lin Rei didn't notice at all. At this moment, Lin Rei was only thinking about whether his last Seed Demon had succeeded. Awoo! 2 more roars. After hearing the three-headed lion's roar again, Lin Rei was sure that the three-headed lion had been planted with the Seed Demon. Ha ha ha! A loud laugh came from Lin Rei's mouth. Instantly, Lu Yunhan, who was in Lin Rei's embrace, was dumbfounded. Come here. Originally, when she heard Lin Rei's laughter, she thought that Lin Rei was a fool. Now that she saw Lin Rei waving at the three-headed lion again, she couldn't call him a fool anymore, but a lunatic. However, Lin Rei, who Lu Yunhan thought was a lunatic, waved at the three-headed lion and a miracle happened. The three-headed lion ran toward Lin Rei excitedly. Its roar was filled with excitement. What? How is this possible? Seeing this scene, Lu Yunhan screamed in her heart. Her expression was filled with disbelief. Awoo! In a few breaths of time, the three-headed lion appeared by Linley's side. Its enormous body lay down in front of Linley, and it jumped up and down on Linley's legs in a fawning manner, licking Linley's feet from time to time. Get lost, are you trying to disgust me to death? Feeling that his pants were wet, Lin Rei lowered his head and saw that the three-headed lion had used its saliva to lick his pants wet. Looking at the sticky saliva that carried a fishy smell, Lin Rei's stomach churned. Woo woo. Woo woo. After hearing Lin Rei's words, the three-headed lion, who already had human thoughts, cried out in disbelief. Its eyes were filled with an indescribable grievance. Seeing this unimaginable scene, Lu Yunhan, who was a deity king, found it hard to believe. She had never seen this scene before after so many years. Well, Ru, bring your child here. I'll get rid of the coldness in his body. Woo! After hearing Lin Rei's words, the three-headed lion lowered its head proudly at Lin Rei. Then, it roared excitedly and dashed toward its child. You! Suddenly, a woman's voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei was shocked and subconsciously threw Lu Yunhan, who was in his arms, to the ground. You! The moment he heard that the voice belonged to Lu Yunhan, he released his divine sense and began to check on her condition. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. When he sensed that Lu Yunhan's cultivation was still in slumber, Lin Rei heaved a sigh of relief. Otherwise, a deity king's cultivation was not something that a cultivator of the lowest level in the divine realm like him could fight against. Even though the three-headed lion had become his demonic beast, he had witnessed the battle earlier. They were definitely not on the same level. When he saw Lu Yunhan grimacing in pain on the ground, Lin Rei, who was curious about her appearance, squatted down and reached out to remove her veil. You dare. When he heard her stuttering, Lin Rei was amused. Hee, you can't move now. How dare you ask me if I dare or not? Then, he did not want to face Lu Yunhan's murderous eyes and reached out to remove the veil from her face. Hiss! Lu Yunhan's peerless face was immediately exposed to Lin Rei's gaze. When Lin Rei saw Lu Yunhan's face again, he was stunned on the spot. Thump thump. Thump thump. When Lin Rei felt his heartbeat, he quickly forced himself to calm down. However, no matter what he did, it was useless. Instead, his heartbeat became even faster. If this face was on planet Aqua Blue, it would definitely be the kind of face that could make one pregnant with just one look. Skin of ice and bones of jade, a peerless face, and a grave and stern aura. She was a living example of a cold beauty. When he saw Lu Yunhan, Lin Rei quickly covered her face with her veil again. Then, he stood up and walked to the side. When Lin Rei came to the side, he immediately withdrew his illusory spirit blood fire. The bone-piercing chill instantly rose. Instantly, all of Lin Rei's fantasies turned into ashes. His heartbeat also began to slow down. When Lin Rei returned to normal, his heart was filled with helplessness. He didn't expect that after so many years of cultivation, he still couldn't be at ease. Just when Lin Rei was feeling ashamed, he heard the roar of a beast behind him. Instantly, Lin Rei threw his thoughts to the back of his head and turned around to look at the three-headed lion. The sad little lion was still an ice sculpture. Young master, uncle, please save him. I only have one son in my life. Thump. The huge body knelt in front of Lin Rei and begged with eyes full of pleading. Looking at the three-headed lion, Lin Rei's heart trembled as he thought of his dead son. Okay, put him down. Let me take a look. Looking at the little lion that was like an ice sculpture, Lin Rei really didn't think that he could save it. Okay. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the three-headed lion trembled and a surge of spiritual energy rushed out. The gentle energy dragged the little lion and placed it in front of Lin Rei. At this moment, Lu Yunhan was glaring at Lin Rei fiercely, as though she wanted to eat him alive. Boom! Looking at the little lion on the ground, Lin Fan didn't hesitate and released his cultivation. A surge of pure spiritual energy rushed into the little lion's body and began to heal it. 10 minutes later, Lin Fan let out a long breath and didn't stop. The illusory spirit blood fire rushed out of his body and began to heal the little lion. Because the illusory spirit blood fire was too powerful, Lin Rei could only remove the cold energy from the little lion bit by bit. Buzz. The moment the illusory spirit blood fire rushed into the little lion's body, the cold energy began to spread out from the little lion's body. As time passed, Lin Rei knew that the illusory spirit blood fire couldn't force out any more cold energy from the little lion's body. He immediately retracted the illusory spirit blood fire. It's done. Looking at the little lion who had fallen asleep due to exhaustion from resisting the cold energy, Lin Fan stood up with a smile and said to the worried three-headed lion. "Ah, really? Thank you, young master." Having said that, the three-headed lion couldn't care less about Lin Rei. After knowing that his son had recovered, he rushed to the little lion's side and lay there to warm it up with his body. Seeing this, Jean's figure began to appear in Lin Rei's mind. Sigh, if only my owner was here. What a pity. What happened to him? Lu Yunhan, who had been observing Lin Rei, became nervous the moment she saw Lin Rei's appearance. What am I thinking? What does it have to do with me whether he's well or not? Thinking of this, Lu Yunhan said to Lin Rei, "Hey, when are you going to let you go?" Hearing Lu Yunhan's words, Lin Rei was puzzled. "Why should I let you go? I didn't catch you." Then, he extended one of his hands and pretended to touch Lu Yunhan's body. Of course, it wasn't a physical touch and was just to scare her. He didn't want to offend a being in the Divine King realm when he wasn't strong enough. What are you trying to do? Chapter 496. He. Seeing that even Lu Yunhan was afraid, Lin Rei felt even happier. "Whoa, young master, it's best if you don't move." At this moment, the three-headed lion's voice sounded from behind. In an instant, Lin Rei's hands froze in midair as he turned around to look at it in confusion. Lu Yunhan is a peak godly king and is also a deacon of divine sect, so young master, is that so? Hearing the three-headed lion's introduction of Lu Yunhan, Lin Rei's heart trembled as he gave up on trying to touch her. It wasn't because she was afraid, but because she had no choice but to lower her head under someone else's roof. A man should know when to yield. Seeing Lu Yunhan with her eyes tightly shut and a face full of fear, Lin Rei felt an indescribable sense of guilt. "When will your confinement technique end?" 3 hours, I estimate that there's only half an hour left." Hearing Lin Rei's words, the three-headed lion hurriedly replied. All right, let's go. Since the confinement technique is about to end, it'll be very dangerous for us to stay here. Furthermore, your strength has decreased by a lot." After saying that, Lin Li ignored Lu Yunhan who was lying on the ground and continued to walk forward. As for the three-headed lion, the moment it heard Lin Li's words, it immediately dragged its son and followed behind Lin Li. Time passed slowly. Lu Yunhan, who had been afraid that Lin Rei would do something dirty to her, hurriedly opened her eyes when she felt that there was no movement around her. She raised her head and saw that there was no one around her. "Ah, bastard." Instantly, a furious roar came from Lu Yunhan's mouth as her entire body trembled in anger. Just you wait. I'll remember today's grudge." With that, Lu Yunhan closed her eyes again and waited for the confinement technique to end. Chio. At this moment, they were already dozens of miles away from where Lu Yunhan was. Lin Rei brought the three-headed lion and suddenly felt that someone was targeting him. *CK, it can't be Lu Yunhan, right? After thinking about it, Lin Rei always felt that if he encountered such a thing, it wouldn't be so easy to solve it. Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but sigh. Who cares? Since I've already done it, why should I be afraid of the karma? After saying that, Lin Rei continued to lead the three-headed lion forward with an indifferent look on his face. "Oh, right, what's your name?" "I can't keep calling you three-headed lion, can I?" Hearing Lin Rei's question, the three-headed lion replied without hesitation, "Shang Yu." Shang Yu? Not bad. Lin Rei nodded as he recalled that the three-headed lion lived in this forest. It was very likely that it knew what he was looking for. Oh right, Shang Yu, you've lived here for so many years. Have you heard of the heavenly spirit fruit there? Originally, Lin Rei didn't have much hope at all. When Shang Yu's words reached him, Lin Rei became excited. I know, but that place is a little strange. Originally, I wanted to pluck it. But at that time, because of some special reasons, What, you really know? Hearing Shang Yu's words, Lin Rei cried out in surprise, his face filled with indescribable excitement. I know. Seeing the young master's reaction, Shang Yu couldn't help but feel delighted. She then told Lin Rei the specific location of the heavenly spirit fruit. It's there, it's not very far from here. Young master, do you want to go now? After knowing the location, Lin Rei nodded but didn't agree immediately. Instead, he raised his head and said, I'll go alone. It's inconvenient for you to bring your child along now, and your strength has decreased. At this point, Lin Rei's mind moved and a few bottles and jars appeared on the ground in front of him. These are all pills to increase your strength and recovery. Eat as you see fit. You should be fine after you finish them. Yes. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Shang Yu hurriedly nodded and thanked him. Thank you, young master. With that, Shang Yu rolled her tongue and all the pills on the ground were sucked into Shang Yu's stomach. Seeing Shang Yu's actions, Lin Rei ignored her. Since she had given him the pills, there was no need to tell him what to do with them. Seeing that Lin Rei was fine now, he said goodbye to Shang Yu. All right, hurry and find a place to hide. I'll be leaving first. With that, without waiting for the three-headed lion to speak, he disappeared from the three-headed lion's sight in a flash. Hee, I hope you succeed. Seeing Lin Rei disappear, Shang Yu gave her blessings. Then, she took her son and ran in the opposite direction of Lin Rei. However, what they didn't know was that what they thought was the end of things was actually just the beginning. Not long after Lin Rei and the three-headed lion left, Lu Yunhan, who had been immobilized by the confinement technique, regained her freedom. Just you wait. Lu Yunhan waited fiercely for them to leave. Without hesitation, she used her cultivation and quickly chased after Lin Rei's tracks. Along the way, Lin Rei's tracks were very obvious. Therefore, it was easy for Lu Yunhan, who was in the Divine King realm. Presumably, even Lin Rei didn't expect this. At this moment, Lin Rei was focused on finding the heavenly spirit fruit and returning after completing his task. He didn't even notice that there was an expert chasing after him. According to the location Shang Yu had given him, Lin Rei flew for a short while and arrived at the location of the heavenly spirit fruit. There was a valley in front of him. On both sides of the valley were deep stone walls. It was like a thin line to the sky. There was an eerie aura all around. When he saw that this place was almost the same as Shang Yu's, Lin Rei no longer hesitated and flew directly into the valley. Along the way, Lin Rei saw all kinds of strange flowers and plants. At the same time, doubts arose in his heart. Logically speaking, a place with such rich resources should be known by someone. However, along the way, there were no signs of anyone plucking the strange flowers, fruits, and treasures of heaven and earth. Lin Rei was very suspicious of this. Tisk, sigh, should I go in or not? Happy that the spiritual energy around him was very dense and there was no danger in the valley, Lin Rei began to hesitate based on the signs of his previous actions. At this moment, at the entrance of the valley, just as Lin Rei was hesitating, Lu Yunhan arrived. When she saw that Lin Rei's tracks had disappeared at the entrance of the valley, Lu Yunhan was shocked. No way, don't tell me that this kid went into the valley. At this moment, Lu Yunhan no longer felt as if she had chased after Lin Rei to kill him. Instead, when she found out that Lin Rei had entered the valley, she began to feel a little worried. No, that's not right. What does this kid's life or death have to do with me? Why should I worry about him? Even though she had said that she was not worried, her body was ready to charge into the valley. No, no, I can't go in. This is a forbidden area. At this moment, Lu Yunhan, who was struggling in her heart, stared at the valley in fear. When she was young, she had been warned by her elders that this was a forbidden area and that she could not enter as she pleased. Sigh, I don't care anymore. That damned kid did save my life. If I don't save him, I'm afraid that it'll be inappropriate. With a swoosh, a figure instantly rushed into the valley. Damned kid, don't be angry. I haven't avenged you for humiliating me. Lu Yunhan said anxiously as she flew into the valley. Then, her speed increased once again. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was still hesitating in the valley, suddenly sensed a terrifying yet familiar aura behind him. His heart jumped. F***ck, it can't be. As he spoke, Lin Rei turned around and saw a figure charging towards him at high speed. Damn, it's really Lu Yunhan. She. At this point, Lin Rei could not help but recall what he had done to her previously. Even though he had not touched her for real, it was still a form of humiliation for a powerful cultivator. At this thought, Lin Rei did not hesitate. He could not care less about whether there was any danger in the depths of the valley. He immediately unleashed his cultivation and used the dragon subduing step. A 3-day green dragon instantly appeared beneath Lin Rei's feet and carried Lin Rei towards the depths of the valley. At this moment, when Lu Yunhan saw the figure of light in front of her, she wanted to shout out. However, just as she was about to speak, she sensed that the figure of light in front of her was fleeing towards the depths of the valley. Bastard, am I that scary? How dare you run away as soon as you see me? At this moment, she was furious. She had not expected Lin Rei to flee as soon as he saw her. At this moment, she was no longer worried about Lin Rei. Instead, she wanted to chase after him and give him a good beating. Just like that, the curtains of a chase were raised. Lin Rei continued to flee, while Lu Yunhan chased after him with all her might. At the same time, she was shocked to find that an early-stage god cultivator was actually faster than her. Woo-woo, woo-woo, a sound that sounded like both crying and roaring could be heard as soon as Lin Rei entered the depths of the valley. At first, Lin Rei thought that it was the wind. However, the more he listened, the more he felt that something was wrong. The sound grew louder and louder, and a sense of danger rose in his heart. He stopped, not daring to chase after Lu Yunhan. With a serious gaze, he used his powerful divine sense and mental power to scan the area for danger. Humph, kid, you finally stopped. How dare you run after seeing me? Am I that scary? Ah. Hearing Lu Yunhan's words, Lin Rei ignored her and continued to scan the area. He believed in his instincts. Hey, what's wrong with you? Lu Yunhan was a God King expert. She was not stupid. After sensing Lin Rei's behavior, she became vigilant. Be careful, there might be something around us waiting for an opportunity to make a move, waiting to be our dinner. Hearing Lin Li's words, Lu Yunhan's heart skipped a beat. She immediately unleashed her divine sense to scan the surroundings. Woo-woo, ha, swish. A black shadow instantly appeared from the side of Lu Yunhan. A huge mouth that could swallow a person rushed towards Lu Yunhan. Be careful. Seeing this scene, Lin Li couldn't care about anything else. He felt as though there was a voice in his heart telling him not to let her get hurt no matter what. Without hesitation, Lin Li rushed to Lu Yunhan's side and pushed her aside. At this moment, the gigantic mouth had arrived. Unable to react at all, Lin Li could only allow himself to be swallowed up by that unknown creature. Chapter 497. Plop. Lu Yunhan, who was pushed to the side by Lin Rei, instinctively wanted to scold Lin Rei. However, when she turned around, the person who made her heart flustered was swallowed by the unknown object. Lu Yunhan was instantly dumbfounded. At this moment, tears uncontrollably flowed out from her eyes and dripped onto her clothes. Her face was filled with sorrow and her body trembled violently. Was it fear or something else? Burp. At this moment, the unknown object that swallowed Lin Rei burped. It glanced at Lu Yunhan, who was sitting on the ground in a daze, and ignored her. Instead, it turned around and rushed away. How could this be? Lu Yunhan, who witnessed the scene of Lin Rei being eaten, had mixed feelings in her heart. There was sorrow, gratitude, guilt, and pity. Lu Yunhan was caught off guard by the complicated emotions. I'm crying. I'm actually crying. Feeling the moisture on her face, Lu Yunhan reached out to touch it and laughed. However, at this moment, Sakura, who was undergoing training in the Heavenly Assassins, suddenly felt a pain in his heart. He immediately knelt on the ground with one hand on the ground and the other hand on his chest. His face was filled with pain. At this moment, Sakura's eyes were filled with worry. How could this be? The original body is actually in danger. Sitting on Lin Rei's clone, although he couldn't sense Lin Rei's situation, he could feel a sense of comfort. This was also the reason why Lin Rei created a clone. The pain only lasted for a moment and it soon passed. Sakura didn't care too much about it as he believed that the original body could handle it. Furthermore, he was certain that the original body wasn't in any danger. Because they were connected. Although they each had their own thoughts, their lives were connected. If the original body died, then the doppelganger wouldn't be able to survive. However, if the doppelganger died, the original body wouldn't be able to survive. Regarding this situation, not every doppelganger technique would know. However, Linley, who knew the consequences, still created Sakura. It wasn't because of anything else, but because he felt that it was very fair. If something happened to him, the clone would die and he, as the original body, wouldn't be hurt at all. He wouldn't cultivate and wouldn't create a clone. Forget it, I'd better hurry up and train to become an assassin. When the time comes, I'll go and see what happened to the original body. Thinking of this, Sakura's expression became firm and he began to double his cultivation. However, what Lin Rei didn't know was that the clone that he cultivated had an advantage. No matter if it was the clone or the original body, as long as one of them broke through, the other would break through as well. There wouldn't be any side effects. Regarding this, the system and the little dragon didn't tell Lin Rei. 3 days passed just like that. In the depths of the mysterious valley, Lu Yunhan, who was sitting on a rock in a daze after witnessing Lin Rei being swallowed, had been in a state of confusion for the past 3 days. The scene of Lin Rei being swallowed kept replaying in her mind. In her mind, even Lin Rei's warning to be careful came to mind. Don't worry, brat. I'll definitely avenge you. At this moment, Lu Yunhan, who was originally in a daze, stood up at this moment. The aura of a peak divine king instantly burst out from her body. Looking at the place where the unknown monster left yesterday, Lu Yunhan didn't hesitate and rushed forward, following the traces. Murderous aura filled her body. Although she was flying, the monster that encountered her would automatically retreat after sensing the murderous aura from Lu Yunhan. Woo woo woo, woo woo woo, the familiar sound caused Lu Yunhan's battle intent to soar. Although she was afraid, her fear instantly disappeared in order to avenge Lin Rei. Soon, as the sound got closer and closer, Lu Yunhan's heart was in her throat. Her body tensed up and she was ready to fight at any time. Releasing her consciousness, everything within a 5-kilometer radius entered Lu Yunhan's mind. However, to her disappointment, that mysterious creature wasn't among them. Woo woo woo. Woo woo, however, just as she confirmed that the creature wasn't around her, that mysterious roar rang out once again. This time, the sound came from behind her. After sensing it, Lu Yunhan quickly turned around. She saw a gigantic bug with its huge mouth coming towards her. The familiar scene from yesterday flooded her mind. But the current Lu Yunhan wasn't like the Linley of yesterday. She had made sufficient preparations. When she saw the gigantic mouth again, she continuously performed hand seals. A sword ray with a dazzling radiance instantly shot out and pierced into the gigantic bug's mouth. When she saw the long sword enter the gigantic bug's mouth, Lu Yunhan's heart leaped with joy. However, she didn't understand why bad things were about to happen. Crack. Crack, something bad happened. The sound of the longsword breaking could be heard. Lu Yunhan, who was connected to the longsword, immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. Her internal organs churned and pain spread throughout her body like an electric shock. With a crash, Lu Yunhan, who was floating in mid-air, fell from the sky after her flying sword was destroyed. She fell into a bush and concealed her figure. Pft, pft. Lu Yunhan, who had spat out 2 mouthfuls of blood, instantly turned as pale as a sheet. Cough. My flying sword. Lu Yunhan, who was hiding in the bush, felt extremely uncomfortable when she thought about how the weapon that she had sacrificially refined for over 10,000 years had been eaten by a bug just like that. However, at the same time, a question arose. According to her consciousness, this creature had never appeared in the record of strange stories. In fact, she had never even heard of the existence of such a creature. Perhaps there were all sorts of strange things in the world and there were many things that they were unaware of. Woo woo woo, just as Lu Yunhan's heart ached, the mysterious creature's voice sounded again. Lu Yunhan trembled and an indescribable fear surged in her heart. What should I do? What exactly is that thing? Why is it so powerful? At this moment, she regretted not listening to her senior's advice and entering the forbidden area even though she knew that it was a forbidden area. At the same time, she regretted not stopping Lin Ray at the entrance. Lu Yunhan, who was lying in the bush, saw the huge bug's mouth approaching her. Instantly, her eyes were filled with despair as she closed her eyes and waited for death to arrive. 5 minutes later. Lu Yunhan, who had waited for a very long time, did not feel any pain or anything that would harm her. She slowly opened her eyes and tried to see clearly, but there was nothing in front of her eyes. The large worm had disappeared as well. Phew, after realizing that she was temporarily safe, Lu Yunhan felt relieved. However, she didn't let her guard down and instead, became even more nervous. Lu Yunhan lifted her head slowly and scanned her surroundings. After realizing that the huge bug wasn't around, Lu Yunhan soared into the sky and rushed out of the valley. However, she felt ashamed and guilty about what she said earlier. She could only feel guilty towards the young man whom she didn't know. As for revenge, she no longer thought about it. At this moment, she only wanted to escape from this place as soon as possible. In the face of danger, everything was meaningless. Along the way, they did not stop for even a moment. They used their fastest speed to finally rush out of her so-called forbidden area. After realizing that she was in a safe area, Lu Yunhan stopped and turned around to look at the shocking valley. She felt relieved. I'm sorry. But in order to prevent others from entering and to prevent others from getting hurt, I'm sorry. As she spoke, a shocking palm print appeared in the sky and slammed towards the entrance of the valley. Bam! The entrance of the valley was smashed into smithereens by Lu Yunhan's palm. The entire entrance of the valley was sealed by shattered rocks. Looking at this scene, Lu Yunhan felt relieved. Before leaving, Lu Yunhan bowed towards the entrance of the valley once again and left. At this moment, in the deepest natural cave of the valley, the huge bug was tossing and turning on the ground while hissing. Woo woo woo, the sound was filled with pain and unwillingness. The middle part of the bug's body bulged as though a person was sitting inside. Woo woo woo, haha, kid, I told you to do this long ago and you didn't listen. Look at you now, didn't you? At this moment, the little dragon's voice sounded from the bug's stomach. Lin Ray's body was covered in a viscous green liquid which was extremely disgusting. Humph, you still have the cheek to say that. If it weren't for the sake of saving that woman, I wouldn't have been eaten. That's good. I asked you before, but you didn't say a word. Now that you told me to keep it, I'll keep it. It turned out that Lin Ray didn't die after being swallowed a few days ago. Instead, he was wrapped in the green, viscous liquid. Lin Rei could sense that the viscous liquid had a corrosive effect. Due to the enhancement of the illusory spirit blood fire, Lin Rei wasn't corroded by the green liquid. Upon hearing Lin Rei's words, the little dragon couldn't help but roll its eyes at him. Then, it said weakly, Shouldn't I look for information about this bug? What? Look for, Lin Rei was dumbfounded the moment he heard the little dragon's words. He always thought that the little dragon was knowledgeable, but he didn't expect that. Okay. Have you found it? Can you tell me now? Lin Fan didn't tear down the little dragon's stage and immediately asked. Of course. Don't you know that I'm, ahem. Lin Rei couldn't help but cough twice when he heard the little dragon's pretense. Looking at Lin Rei's disdainful gaze, the little dragon didn't talk nonsense and told him the information about the big bug. Speaking of which, it's strange. This big bug is a very powerful existence. At the same time, you're also very lucky. It can help you improve your cultivation quickly. Chapter 498. After listening to the little dragon's words, Lin Rei's eyes lit up, and his heart was inexplicably excited. The little dragon, who knew Lin Rei's thoughts, quickly said, "But you can't absorb this insect's energy yet." Bang! A sound was heard. Lin Rei, who was originally prepared to absorb the insect to increase his strength, was instantly heartbroken when he heard what the little dragon said. Why? Lin Rei didn't quite understand. He clearly said that he could absorb it, but now he couldn't. He really didn't understand what the little dragon meant. Don't worry, I'm doing this for your own good. With that, the little dragon quickly told him the truth. This insect should be a creature of the holy world. It's a creature that specializes in storing energy. Even in the holy world, this insect is very precious. I didn't expect you to be so good at courting death. You actually encountered it in the divine world. Speaking of this, the little dragon looked at him strangely. He was very curious as to why Lin Rei could always coincidentally encounter something that could benefit him. TSK, this only proves that I have a good character. Even the heavens are helping me. With that, Lin Rei's face was filled with pride. Looking at the little dragon's disdainful eyes, Lin Rei ignored it and let it look. After all, he wouldn't be at a disadvantage. Alright, let me tell you how powerful this insect is. Seeing that Lin Rei ignored it, the little dragon quickly said seriously, "The thousand-legged insect is the name of this insect." Of course, this is not the same concept as the thousand-legged insect in your memory. When the thousand-legged insect is young, its cultivation is at the immortal venerable realm. However, when it reaches adulthood, its cultivation can reach the divine venerable realm. When it reaches the peak stage of the thousand-legged insect, it's an existence that can reach the peak of the holy world. It's that powerful? After listening to the little dragon's simple explanation of the thousand-legged insect, he was stunned. He didn't expect that he would be in the stomach of a future peak stage saint. Then, Lin Rei, who seemed to have thought of something, quickly asked the little dragon. However, before he could say anything, the little dragon's voice came again. Don't worry, this insect is still in between young and adult. Its cultivation should be at the divine ancestor realm of the divine world. Of course, I can't guarantee that because no one knows the thousand-legged insect's cultivation. The only one who knows it. Hearing Xiaolong's words, Lin Li slowly let out a sigh of relief, the worry in his heart dissipating. Then, when can I absorb its energy? When Lin Li had heard that he could absorb the thousand-legged centipede to increase his power, he hadn't forgotten about it for a single moment, because this was the most important thing to him. Sigh. Seeing how anxious Lin Rei was, the little dragon didn't want to spoil his appetite. He said, "It's not impossible to absorb the thousand-legged insect's energy. Of course, you have to refine a pill. You have to use the chaos scripture as the main ingredient, the devouring heaven chant as a supplement, and the pill as a medium. Of course, you have to use the illusory spirit blood fire. The illusory spirit blood fire will protect your body from being corroded by the thousand-legged insect's liquid. It's so troublesome. Lin Rei felt a headache coming on when he heard the little dragon talk about absorbing the thousand-legged insect. Seeing Lin Li's look of disdain, Xiaolong immediately rolled his eyes at him, not wanting to say anything more. Since even Lin Li himself found it troublesome, Xiaolong naturally wouldn't find it troublesome. If you find it troublesome, then stay in here. Anyway, I'll tell you. As for the pill, it's very simple. It's an emperor-level Pishio pill. The medicinal primer is the Pishio from the system. Then, it's the spiritual origin fruit and a few other precious medicinal herbs. You have all of these. With that, the little dragon disappeared into the thousand-legged insect's stomach and returned to the system. Before leaving, the little dragon didn't forget to remind him, this is your own business. Whether you do it or not is up to you. Of course, if you want to be excreted by the thousand-legged insect like feces. As soon as the words came out, Lin Rei's face turned extremely ugly. His stomach churned and the feeling of wanting to vomit rose instantly. Seeing the little dragon disappear, Lin Rei suddenly became nervous. When he thought about staying here for the rest of his life and the possibility of dying, Lin Rei didn't find it troublesome anymore. Then, the illusory spirit blood fire ran on its own. His consciousness instantly entered the system and came to the place where the Pishio cultivated. Standing at the place where the Pishio cultivated in seclusion, Lin Rei was a little embarrassed as he walked back and forth at the door. His face was full of hesitation. He didn't know how to open his mouth. He didn't know what to say in order to get a drop of blood essence from him. And the Pishio, who was in seclusion, immediately stopped cultivating after sensing Lin Rei's breath. He said to the door in a deep voice, "Come in." Walking back and forth at the door makes me unable to cultivate in peace. Lin Rei, who was thinking about how to organize his words at the door, trembled the moment he heard the Pishio's words. Then, he walked into the room on his own. The room was very big. This was what Lin Rei specially exchanged from the little dragon for the Pishio with the exchange points. Otherwise, there would be nothing here and they could only sit in the open. Lin Rei, who entered the room, rubbed his hands together in embarrassment and said in a weak voice, "Can you give me a drop of your blood essence?" What did you say? Lin Rei knew about the cultivation of the Pishio. It had already recovered and still entered the divine state. As for what realm it had reached, he didn't know, but he knew that the Pishio definitely heard what he said just now. Listening to the words of the Pishio, Lin Rei rolled his eyes. Since he dared to play Tai Chi with himself, there was no need to be polite. Then, Lin Rei's tone changed and became self-righteous. "Give me a drop of your blood essence." "Not much, just one drop. It's enough for me to refine pills." Hearing Lin Rei speak to himself like this, and even bluntly ask for his blood essence, suddenly, the Pishio was stunned. However, the Pishio, who quickly recovered, immediately said, "I don't have any blood essence, but I want a life." "You decide." "You." Listening to the rogue reply of the Pishio, for a moment, Lin Rei was angry. He wanted to cry and laugh. He didn't expect the Pishio to be like this, but Lin Rei could also understand the stinginess of the Pishio. The monster beast was different from human beings, and the amount of blood essence was even more different. Just like Lin Rei, there were a total of 500 drops of blood essence in his body, and the Pishio belonged to the beast species, so his blood essence was at most 150 drops. For his actions at the moment, Lin Rei was very understanding. Forcing out a drop of blood essence was no different from letting the Pishio abolish its own cultivation. A drop of blood essence would regress its cultivation, and its chi and blood would float, and it would even be sluggish for a while. This was not a joke. "No matter what, it's impossible for me to give you my blood essence. You know my situation. My soul has been worn down too much by the magic array. Although my soul has been recovering for a long time, it has only recovered 1/10,000th of its peak state. If you want me to give you my blood essence now, don't even think about it, Looking at the determined look of the Biyao, Lin Rei felt a loss in his heart. He originally thought that it would be a very simple thing, but he didn't expect it to be so difficult. But in order to leave, in order to not let himself become a pile of excrement that was expelled by others, he still thickened his skin and began to soak in the soft membrane of the Biyao's room. Although Lin Rei didn't know how to play rogue, he could learn and apply it. Put on, Lin Rei directly sat on the ground and played rogue. If you don't give me blood essence, I won't get up. Anyway, I'm going to die. If you don't give me blood essence, then accompany me to die. But you have to know, if you don't give me blood essence, then you have to die with me. But you have to know that in the future, if you let others know that you, a dignified mythological beast after the opening of the sky, was expelled by a 1,000-legged worm of the holy world like excrement, then, with that, Lin Rei was too lazy to learn. Finally, he directly lay on the ground, crossed his legs, whistled in his mouth, and looked indifferent. At this moment, Lin Rei's words had already poked the heart of the Biyao, because as Lin Rei said, as the first batch of mythological beast after the opening of the sky, he was not expelled by a Hotian mythological beast like excrement. This was not only an insult to him, but also a disrespect to the status of mythological beast. After thinking for a long time, the Biyao felt helpless, and a feeling of wanting to cry without tears arose spontaneously. Alas, I just recovered my cultivation, and now I'm going to fall back, tsk. With that, the Biyao felt a heartache and moved his cultivation. A drop of blood essence like a red gem rushed out from the forehead of the Biyao, and directly suspended in front of Lin Rei, who was lying on the ground acting like a rogue. Boy, you're really good. I'm the first in the world when it comes to acting like a rogue. Now I know, you're the first, you're amazing. With that, the Biyao looked at the drop of blood essence in front of him with a heartache, and his eyes were full of reluctance as he closed his eyes, and then began to cultivate. For Lin Rei, the Biyao really did not want to pay attention to him. Understanding that the Biyao was going to close the door and send him off, Lin Rei was also very tactful, and quickly took out a medicinal pill bottle made of 10,000 years old warm jade from the storage ring. With a wave of his hand, the drop of Biyao's blood essence suspended in the air accurately fell into the medicinal pill bottle. Seeing that the purpose of coming here had been completed, Lin Rei left the room where the Biyao cultivated, and came to the opposite side of the Biyao. Lin Rei specially set up the alchemy room. Phew, smelling the familiar scent of the alchemy room, Lin Rei's face showed a trace of intoxication. Biyao pill, tsk, I hope I can succeed in one try, otherwise, with the Biyao's stingy look, it's impossible to get a second drop. With that, Lin Rei put the medicinal bottle in his hand aside, and then Lin Rei took out the Biyao pill and other medicinal materials from the storage ring, and began to refine the Biyao pill. Peng, dang. The illusory spirit blood fire was used in an instant, and directly went to the bottom of the cauldron. With a slap on the bottom of the cauldron, the illusory spirit blood fire entered the alchemy furnace and began to preheat the alchemy furnace. Boom boom, the fire of the illusory spirit blood fire was very strong. After feeling that the alchemy furnace was successfully preheated, the real alchemy began. Chapter 499. Please bless me and don't let anything go wrong. Before preparing to refine the pill, Lin Rei clasped his hands together and began to pray. He looked very pious. Boom, the illusory spirit blood fire appeared again, but this time it appeared directly in the universe. After seeing that everything was ready, Lin Rei waved his hand and the medicine bottle containing the Biyao's blood essence was instantly summoned into his hand. He opened the bottle cap and the drop of Biyao's blood essence floated out of the medicine bottle and stopped in front of Lin Rei. Oh, it's really good stuff. Looking at the Biyao's blood essence in front of him, Lin Rei couldn't help but praise. Since he started to refine pills, this was the first time he saw such a spiritual blood essence. Of course, although he really wanted it, he knew that it was very hard to find and he didn't expect to have it. Go. Immediately, he observed that this was the best time to refine the pill. Lin Rei blew on the Biyao's blood essence. Suddenly, the drop of blood essence flew into the universe and entered the cauldron. The moment it entered the cauldron, the illusory spirit blood fire instantly wrapped around the blood essence. Ao. Just when the blood essence was about to be refined, the roar of a Biyao came from the universe with anger. The pressure from the divine beast instantly came from the blood essence. Feeling the strong pressure, Lin Rei was suddenly shocked and happy. He didn't expect that just a drop of blood essence would contain the soul of a Biyao. F***ck, this thing, even if it doesn't absorb the insects, just by absorbing this drop of blood essence, it can be upgraded by several levels. After opening the powerful energy in the blood essence, Lin Rei's excited heart instantly soared to an unprecedented level. His nervous body began to tighten. Because of excitement, his face flushed at this moment. Ao Wu. In an instant, after the fire increased in intensity, the roar of the Biyao before immediately withered, and a weak roar was still ringing. Looks like it's still not enough. Hearing the faint sound, Lin Rei immediately increased the intensity of the fire. If the beast soul within a drop of blood essence was not removed, then the final pill refined would only be a defective product. It would not be beneficial to cultivation at all. Instead, it would have a very bad effect. This was not something that Lin Rei could see. Boom! This time, Lin Rei had already used all of his strength, and this time, the weak and audible beast roar finally disappeared. After sensing it, Lin Rei revealed a smile, but he didn't relax. Although the blood essence seemed to be easy to refine, in fact, it was not. Especially for a mythological beast like the Biyao, the blood essence would have its own protective mechanism, and the blood essence would be very difficult to refine. Lin Rei, who had been observing the situation of the blood essence in the universe, saw that the blood essence did not melt at all. Suddenly, Lin Rei became worried. Releasing the illusory spirit blood fire consumed a lot of cultivation and spiritual energy. If it continued like this for 4 or 5 days, then the spiritual energy in Lin Rei's body would be drained in the end. Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but take out all the pills that could restore spiritual energy from the storage ring and put his soul in front of himself, in case of an emergency. Time passed quietly. Lin Rei didn't know how much time had passed. There was no alternation of sun and moon, nor was there an alarm clock, but the only thing that Lin Rei could be sure of was that in order to refine the blood essence, he had continuously consumed pills and spiritual fruits. However, in the past few days, the blood essence of the Biyao in the universe showed no signs of melting. Alas! Oh my God, what do I have to do to refine you? How long has it been? Why hasn't it melted? Seeing that the essence blood in the worldly splendor was still the same as before, aside from the fact that there were no more beastly roars, Lin Rei felt helpless. Once, twice, 4 times, immediately, Lin Rei, who had taken pills to restore spiritual energy 4 times, finally found that the blood essence in the universe began to melt today. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was completely revived from his helpless state. Lin Rei couldn't help but scream in a very sharp voice to thank the blood essence for melting. At this moment, there were still many empty pill bottles around him. This showed how deeply the refining of pills this time had affected him. Tick-tock, in the universe, the sound of the blood essence melting was like a hammer pounding on Lin Rei's heart. Buzz. The sound was accompanied by the ticking sound. Lin Rei was very clear about this sound. This was the sound of impurities being removed. Although this was the blood essence of the Biyao, there were still impurities in it, but not a lot. Time passed again, and this time, not much time passed. In the process of the blood essence being completely refined, Lin Rei also took a pill to restore spiritual energy. Finally, the refining of the blood essence of the Biyao was completed. Happy with the drop of pure blood wrapped in the illusory spirit blood fire, Lin Rei's heart was excited. And Lin Rei could feel that the pressure, energy, and vitality emitted from the drop of blood essence were very strong. It could be said that this drop of blood essence was enough for an ordinary person without any cultivation to break through from the body refining realm to the immortal monarch realm. It was not an exaggeration at all. The energy contained in this drop of blood essence was very strong. Otherwise, the Biyao would not have fought with him for such a long time for such a drop of blood essence. Tick-tock, Lin Rei waved his hand, and the purified blood essence in the universe returned to the previous pill bottle. Only at this moment did Lin Rei feel relieved. Phew, Lin Rei, who took a deep breath, did not rush to refine the pill. Instead, he sat cross-legged and began to restore the spiritual energy he consumed in the process of refining the blood essence. Time passed quickly. After Lin Rei restored his cultivation, spiritual energy to the peak, he woke up. Biyao pill, wait until I refine you, see if I don't eat you. Then, my efforts these days will not be in vain. Without stopping, Jing Lei woke up from his recovery and began to refine the Biyao pill without stopping. With a wave of his hand, the already prepared spirit origin fruit instantly appeared in Lin Rei's hand and was thrown into the universe. Boom, the illusory spirit blood fire was instantly released after the spirit origin fruit was thrown into the universe. It wrapped around the fruit and began to refine it. Although this was not Biyao blood essence and was not as precious as Biyao blood essence, it was still a rare heavenly treasure. When refining the essence, Lin Rei was very careful. He did not want to do it again because of a moment of carelessness. 10 minutes later, a drop of green liquid with a fruity flavor instantly rushed out of the universe and perfectly fell into the pill bottle prepared in Lin Rei's mind. Then, the third spirit herb, the fourth, the fifth, all the way until the 49th spirit herb. Finally, all the spirit herbs needed for the Biyao pill were completely refined. For this reason, Lin Rei, who had finished refining, wiped the cold sweat on his forehead. Come, the real problem is here. Looking at a total of 50 bottles, Lin Rei was melancholy for a while, but he had to cheer up. Whoosh! Whoosh! Whoosh, with the opening of the bottles one by one, drops of spirit herbs spirit liquid were thrown into the universe by Lin Rei until the last Biyao blood essence. After all the movements were completed smoothly, Lin Rei became nervous. There was indescribable vigilance and caution in his eyes, as if the medicinal pill would be wasted if he was not careful. Ha! In an instant, Lin Rei roared, accompanied by the illusory spirit blood fire, wrapped all the spirit liquids in the universe and began to merge into one. Drops of spirit liquid, under the control of Lin Rei's mental power, were accurately integrated by Lin Rei according to the refining order. However, in the process of this integration, Lin Rei encountered many problems. For example, the attributes of the spirit herbs did not match. Some were yin, some were yang. The 5 elements of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth reinforced and restrained each other. If he was not careful, the whole refining process would be wasted. Time passed by little, the sweat on Lin Rei's forehead did not reduce because it was about to end, but became more intense instead. Come, the final battle has begun. Success or failure depends on this. Sensing that the spirit liquids in the furnace had all been integrated, and the final step of fusing the pill had begun. Fuse for me. With a loud shout, he let his cultivation out at this moment and began to compress the medicinal pill in the furnace. Little by little, compressing little by little. Looking at the spirit liquids turning into medicinal pills little by little, Lin Rei's heart could not help but be excited. At this moment, the medicinal fragrance was not controlled by any restriction and drifted out, and fell into Lin Rei's nose. Damn, this is too tempting. Smelling the medicinal fragrance, Lin Rei's heart could not help but tremble, and he almost let down his guard because of the medicinal fragrance. Pah! Lin Rei slapped his own face, and suddenly, his originally hazy eyes became completely clear at this moment. Whoosh! Feeling the pain, Lin Rei immediately increased his cultivation and began to compress the medicinal pill quickly. Ha! Divide the pill. With a loud shout and a surge of spiritual energy, Lin Rei began to divide the originally single pill. Then, 1 pill, 2 pills. Finally, when he reached the 16th pill, Linley stopped. This was because Linley had already divided the pills to the limit. He couldn't divide any more. Otherwise, the furnace would explode. Looking at the medicinal pills taking shape one by one, Lin Rei smiled and waved his hand, and the illusory spirit blood fire instantly withdrew, followed by the sound of 16 medicinal pills piercing through the air. Dong! 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 Lin Rei, who had already prepared the medicinal bottles, waved his hand, and the 16 medicinal pills in the air directly fell into the bottle. After doing all this, Lin Rei collapsed to the ground, but his face was relaxed. Chapter 500. Lin Rei, who was lying on the ground, tightly clenched the successfully refined Biyao pill in his hand. His face was filled with a satisfied smile. Looks like I have to practice more in the future. I didn't expect that just refining a pill would take so long. This has never happened before. Thinking of this, the satisfied smile on his face instantly disappeared and was replaced by a worried expression. Regarding his current cultivation, as well as other alchemy cultivations, he was deeply aware of his own shortcomings. Immediately, Lin Rei felt that time was pressing. Without resting, he sat up and with a thought, he disappeared from the system and returned to reality. At this moment, in the stomach of the 1,000-legged worm, Lin Rei, who had returned to his body, looked at the illusory spirit blood fire that was burning around him and the sticky green liquid. For a moment, the disgusting feeling appeared again. Looks like I can't wait any longer. At this moment, Lin Rei suddenly felt pain from his buttocks. Tilting his body, he looked down and saw that the pants on his buttocks had been corroded by the green liquid. His body was already exposed to the sticky green liquid. Seeing this, Lin Rei was filled with worry. He didn't expect that his illusory spirit blood fire would gradually lose its effect on the sticky green liquid. Immediately, Lin Rei became nervous. Since he had already decided to start refining, Lin Rei turned his head and looked at the pill bottle in his hand. His eyes were filled with determination. The pill bottle containing the Biyao pill was opened by Lin Rei. A wave of medicinal fragrance instantly filled the entire demonic beast's stomach. Immediately, Lin Rei didn't hesitate. The hand that was holding the pill bottle shook. In the next moment, the pill flew out and directly entered Lin Rei's mouth. The pill melted in his mouth and the medicinal fragrance filled Lin Rei's mouth and nose. The fragrance, accompanied by a huge amount of energy, instantly rushed to Lin Rei's abdomen and rushed towards his Dan palace. Sensing this scene, Lin Rei was shocked. He didn't expect that a single pill would have such a huge amount of energy that it could rush to his Dan palace. This energy was extremely overbearing. Lin Rei believed that if he allowed it to do as it pleased, his Dan palace would be broken in the next moment. From then on, Lin Rei would become a complete ruin. Fortunately, the moment he felt the huge amount of energy, the primal chaos scripture and devouring heaven art were instantly activated and blocked the path of the huge amount of energy. At the same time, the illusory spirit blood fire wasn't retracted by Lin Rei. The little dragon had a huge amount of energy. The heaven-devouring heaven art. He didn't ask the little dragon, and directly used his devouring heaven art to devour the sticky green liquid in his body. Bzzz, a strange sound was heard. Then, a pure energy that Lin Rei had never seen before was instantly absorbed by the devouring heaven art and refined by the primal chaos scripture. Pung! Just when Lin Rei thought that everything was going smoothly, a huge amount of energy came out of nowhere and exploded in Lin Rei's abdomen. Pfff, a mouthful of blood was uncontrollably spat out. His face was as pale as paper and his aura was weak. What? What's going on? Feeling the pain in his abdomen, Lin Rei was stunned. He didn't know what went wrong for it to become like this. The moment he felt the pain, Lin Rei looked inside his body. At this moment, his internal organs were already ruptured. Even the meridians that he had always been proud of were all shattered at this moment. How? How could this be? This. Sensing the seriousness of the situation, Lin Rei suddenly became nervous. He didn't understand. From the beginning to the end, he had followed the little dragon's instructions. He didn't know where he went wrong. Thinking about it, Lin Rei spat out another mouthful of blood. In his mind, the little dragon's figure appeared. Yes, little dragon. Little dragon should know what to do. Saying that, Lin Rei, who had entered the system, shouted directly into the pitch-black space. Little dragon, come out quickly. I have something urgent to talk to you about. Hurry up. Lin Rei, who was full of urgency, frowned. At this moment, he was burning with anxiety. When he thought of the powerful energy outside and in his body, he couldn't help but feel afraid. Time passed bit by bit. Half an hour had passed since Lin Rei called for the little dragon. However, in this half an hour, the little dragon's figure did not appear at all. Lin Rei's consciousness had been observing the situation of his physical body. No, I can't wait any longer. Seeing that his physical body was being washed by the energy and could be torn apart at any time, Lin Rei did not wait for the little dragon to save him. Immediately, after extending the system's consciousness to take a look at the pitch-black space, he returned to his body. PFFF. Lin Rei, who had returned to his body, spat out another mouthful of blood. The pain came instantly. A burst of heart-wrenching feeling filled Lin Rei's body. No, I can't go on like this. Then, Lin Rei, who had made a decision, did not give up on running the cultivation method because of the powerful energy. Thinking about it, Lin Rei seemed to have made a decision 9 times. Lin Rei sped up and started to run the 2 cultivation methods. He began to violently devour the energy from the 1,000-tentacle worm. In that case, I can only do one move. As for whether it will succeed or not, it will depend on my luck. At this moment, Lin Rei thought of a method he had seen in a book. After a person's internal organs and meridians were all shattered, they could be molded with pure spiritual energy. According to legend, there was once a person who succeeded. Later, that person began to walk step by step to the peak of the Tao and became the strongest expert. Of course, Lin Rei did not dare to guarantee this method. It was not because he was afraid, but because although he knew there was a way, he did not know how to do it. But facing the situation in front of him and the waves of pain, Lin Rei did not dare to be negligent. If he succeeded, he would live. If he failed, he would die. It was that simple. After making a decision, Lin Rei, whose eyes were filled with madness, moved instantly. He raised his hands slightly and grabbed in front of him. Suddenly, a burst of pure energy began to be absorbed by Lin Rei. At this moment, Lin Rei's spiritual power had reached the peak. His soul power had also reached the peak. Looking inside, he saw where his internal organs and broken meridians were. Without hesitation, a burst of terrifying energy rushed from his limbs to his internal organs and began to condense. At the same time, the illusory spirit blood fire was also absorbed by Lin Rei at this moment. It began to refine his internal organs with pure spiritual energy. Lin Li didn't regret this crazy decision of his. If he succeeded, then in the future, his training speed would be even faster, and he would be even more powerful. The risk of death, Lin Rei thought, but there was no other way. If he did not do this, he would only die faster. Looking at his internal organs that were condensed with pure spiritual energy taking shape little by little, Lin Rei felt a burst of excitement. However, he did not feel happy because of this little bit of formation. The revolution had just begun. The road ahead was still very difficult. Lin Rei was very clear about this point. This kid is so good. He is actually condensing his internal organs. This is something that should be done in the body refining realm. I did not expect him to refine it again. At this moment, in the system, in the pitch-black space, Lin Rei was looking for the little dragon. It was sitting cross-legged in the void with a face full of interest, looking at 1,000 years of light screen. However, the light screen was showing the scene of Lin Ray looking inside. At this moment, the little dragon was looking at Lin Ray condensing his internal organs bit by bit. Hee, but do you think this will succeed? If it is really as simple as you think, then everyone will do it. With that, the little dragon closed its eyes and meditated. However, Lin Ray, who was working hard, did not know about the little dragon's actions at this moment. At this moment, Lin Ray was anxiously sensing the progress of his internal organs condensation. Time passed bit by bit as the energy continued to flow into Linley's body. At this moment, Linley's shattered internal organs had been completely transformed. Looking at his internal organs that had been refined by spiritual energy and illusory spirit blood fire, Linley's heart was filled with excitement. It's finally done. Looking at his own achievements, Lin Ray felt that something was wrong, but he could not figure out what was wrong. Gotcha, Just as Lin Ray was excited, a strange sound came from his body. Suddenly, a bad premonition surged in his heart. Then, he moved his divine thoughts and looked inside his internal organs. He saw that the internal organs that were condensed with spiritual energy were breaking down little by little at this moment. How can this be? It's clearly done. Why is it like this? It shouldn't be this busy. At this moment, Lin Ray was going crazy. Although he had already thought about the result of this, it was still hard to accept when he really experienced it. Brat, do as I say. Otherwise, your newly condensed internal organs will collapse again. Just as Lin Ray was feeling helpless and desperate, the voice that Lin Ray had been waiting for finally appeared. Okay, say it. Hearing the little dragon's voice, Lin Ray seemed to have come back to life. His eyes lit up and he was ready. Use the illusory spirit blood fire to recondense, and use the cinnabar fruit and... Then, dozens of heavenly treasures that Lin Ray had never heard of were listed by the little dragon. Suddenly, Lin Ray was stunned. Remember, everything I said just now can't be wrong. If there's even one wrong, then your internal organs will have no hope of recovery. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray knew the seriousness of this matter and immediately became serious. As for the heavenly treasures, he believed that the little dragon would take them out. After all, his life represented the little dragon's life. Boom! The illusory spirit blood fire was instantly used and began to reignite the cracked internal organs. Then, the heavenly treasures that the little dragon mentioned appeared beside Lin Ray as he was refining his internal organs. Chapter 501. Lin Ray, who was trying his best to condense his internal organs, could feel the energy emitted from the treasures. Immediately, Lin Ray was delighted and became even more serious. Remember, don't be so willful in the future. Do you really think you can absorb the energy of a 1,000-legged worm so casually? Furthermore, before you devoured it, you even consumed a pill refined from the blood essence of a pai xiu. Tell me, with your current realm and physical body, how could you possibly endure it? Lin Ray didn't make a sound as he listened to the little dragon's reprimand. He knew that he had handled this matter inappropriately, and he regretted it very much for the outcome. Therefore, he felt that the little dragon's reprimand was very right. Of course, another reason was that he was condensing his internal organs and couldn't speak. As for this matter, I don't want to say anything more. However, you must not be so rash in the future. You must have the ability to think. You're not alone, you still have me, and the entire sect. Just like that, the little dragon's mouth was like a machine gun as Lin Ray quietly condensed his internal organs. In response, Lin Ray remained silent the entire time. Time passed bit by bit, and the cracks on his internal organs were finally healed under Lin Ray's refinement once again. Phew! Seeing that his internal organs were once again healed, Lin Ray slowly exhaled a turbid breath. He had originally wanted to relax. However, at this moment, the little dragon's voice sounded. Don't relax, now is not the time for you to relax. Hurry up and smelt all the treasures I gave you just now, and then fuse them into your internal organs according to the order I gave you. Only then can your internal organs be stabilized. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei instantly tensed his body and used the illusory spirit blood fire to refine the treasures around him. As for his internal organs, he didn't care. This was because just as the little dragon finished speaking, a soul force instantly enveloped his internal organs, and a warm feeling instantly appeared in his abdomen. Lin Rei didn't need to think to know that aside from him, there was only the little dragon here. Therefore, Lin Rei felt at ease as he began to refine the treasures. Meanwhile, in the outside world, where the divine sect's miscellaneous disciples lived, Lin Rei had disappeared for a long time. During this time, no one had looked for him, and almost everyone had forgotten about his existence. On this day, a person's arrival caused everyone to frantically search for Lin Rei. Second brother Huang. The person who had come was none other than Gu Si, who had been sent here by Linli. During this period of time, he had originally wanted to come and see Linli, but at that time, his cultivation, which had been stagnant all this time, had suddenly begun to move. Just like that, the matter of visiting had been delayed time and time again. The moment he had come out of his closed-door training, he had impatiently come here, all for the sake of seeing Linli. At this moment, second brother Huang was still the same as before. When he heard someone call his name, he walked out with anger. When he saw that it was Gu Si, his wretched face instantly smiled like a chrysanthemum. "Oh, senior brother Gu Si, what wind blew you here? I heard that you had a breakthrough in seclusion a while ago. I wonder if you can break through." Gu Si was originally a very kind and amiable person. After hearing second brother Huang's question, he didn't hide anything and said, "Yes, it wasn't a waste. During this period of seclusion, I finally broke through from the Divine General Realm to the Divine King Realm. Congratulations, congratulations, senior brother. It seems that the sect will soon have another deacon." When second brother Huang heard that Gu Si had made a breakthrough, he was first stunned, then he laughed happily. However, under his happy face, a dark and cold aura flashed past without anyone noticing. Even Gu Si, who was closest to him, did not sense it. I'm not sure. Furthermore, I don't want to be a deacon. As long as I can cultivate and stay in the divine sect, it's fine." At this point, Gu Si became absent-minded. His purpose for coming here was to find Lin Rei. Now that he was chatting endlessly with second brother Huang, he started to feel impatient. "Second brother Huang, where's my brother? Why don't I see him?" Finally, Gu Si asked. Second brother Huang frowned as a bad premonition arose in his heart. "Brother? Didn't you ask me to take special care of him? Why does it seem like something's wrong with him?" Second brother Huang, who didn't understand, pondered for a moment after hearing Gu Si's words before speaking. "Oh, it's like this. Didn't you ask me to take special care of Lin Rei? Therefore, I gave him the most difficult mission. Furthermore, I increased the difficulty of the mission by several dozen times. However, I don't think I've seen him recently." "What?" Originally, he thought that second brother Huang was going to tell him Lin Rei's address. However, he never imagined that it would end up like this. "What's wrong?" Seeing Gu Si like this, second brother Huang immediately reacted. The most important thing was the word "take care." Looking at Gu Si's expression, second brother Huang suddenly understood. The "take care" that Gu Si mentioned was not the same as the "take care" that he meant. You're saying that my brother Lin Rei hasn't returned for a long time? Then what mission did you give him? At this moment, Gu Si had a bad premonition in his heart. After hearing second brother Huang's words, he immediately understood and asked second brother Huang in an icy tone. Hearing Gu Si's icy tone, second brother Huang's neck abruptly shrunk as he replied weakly, 20 caddies of heavenly spirit fruit. Instantly, Gu Si, who had already prepared himself, felt his heart tremble the moment he heard second brother Huang's words. He knew about the heavenly spirit fruit. This fruit was extremely precious. Not to mention 20 caddies, even one fruit was extremely rare. Thinking back to when second brother Huang said that Lin Rui hadn't returned for a long time, Gu Si's entire being was in a mess at this moment. He didn't think that his words would cause Lin Rui to suffer such a fate. Humph, hurry up. Gather all the miscellaneous disciples and go search for him. You must find Lin Rui. If you can't find him, then don't come back. And you go too. This was your doing. With that, Gu Si didn't stay for long. After instructing second brother Huang, he charged towards the mountains in front of him and disappeared into the horizon in the blink of an eye. Second brother Huang, who was standing in the same spot, watched Gu Si leave. His originally flattering expression instantly turned gloomy. Tui, you think you're so great just because you broke through to the godly king realm? You weren't the poorest person in the village before. Just you wait, I'll kill you one day. Although that was what he said, he still obeyed Gu Si's orders. Following Gu Si's instructions, he gathered all the miscellaneous disciples and sent them into the mountains to search for Lin Rui. At this moment, Lin Rui, who everyone was searching for, was currently in the deepest part of the forbidden area, refining his organs in the stomach of the thousand-legged worm. Drip, 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 drip. The sound of water dripping could be heard. Instantly, Lin Rui's heart trembled. He opened his eyes and looked at the dozens of drops of liquid filled with dense spiritual energy. A happy smile appeared on his face. Not bad. You've done well in refining. However, you still need to hurry up. With your busy speed, it's really difficult. Lin Rui, who was originally happy about this, rolled his eyes when he heard Little Dragon's voice. Humph, you only know how to talk about me. I cultivated step by step. It's already not easy to cultivate to this level in such a short period of time. Although Lin Rui didn't say anything before, after all, he was in the wrong. However, it was different now. Wasn't this clearly looking for trouble? Moreover, he didn't say anything before because he didn't have the time or the energy. Now, it was different. Everything was done. All that was left was to fuse. Therefore, Lin Rui didn't hold back at Little Dragon's words. TSK, don't talk back. Hurry up and fuse. Besides, there might be unexpected benefits from this fusion. Hearing Little Dragon's words, Lin Rui nodded tacitly. Then, his relaxed mood tensed up again. Looking at the dozens of drops of spiritual liquid in front of him, Lin Rui waved his hand and the illusory spirit blood fire appeared again. It carried the dozens of drops of spiritual liquid into his stomach and began to fuse with his internal organs. Drops of spiritual liquid filled with dense spiritual energy fused with his internal organs. Suddenly, a similar feeling rose up in an instant. Phew, every drop of spiritual liquid gave Linley a different feeling. As each drop of spiritual liquid fused with his internal organs, his face, which had been as white as a sheet of paper, instantly regained its color. His withered aura also gradually recovered, and it was increasing at an unbelievable speed. Hee, whether you can break through or not will depend on your luck, kid. Little Dragon, who was also in the stomach of the thousand-legged worm, saw that Lin Rui's breath was increasing rapidly. Then, he disappeared and entered the system. Naturally, Lin Rui could sense the change in his breath. However, at this critical moment, Lin Rui did not have the mood to care about it. Time passed bit by bit, and under Linley's continuous efforts, the tens of drops of spiritual liquid were finally all melted into his internal organs at this moment. Boom! At this moment, his jade-white internal organs shone with a golden light as a terrifying amount of energy surged out. His cultivation state of an early true god began to rise rapidly. Sensing this, Linley's heart skipped a beat. Next, he channeled the Primal Chaos Sutra to its maximum and began to increase his cultivation state. Middle True God, Late True God. After breaking through to the Late True God, Lin Rui thought that it would stop. However, just as he thought that he was infallible, his cultivation rose again. Peak Late True God. Linley was so excited that he was about to break through to become a divine armament. Early True God Weapon. Chapter 502. Lin Rei was very excited when he felt the difference between the initial stage of the divine weapon realm and the true god realm. At the same time, Lin Rei was even happier about the newly condensed internal organs. He could feel that his internal organs were on a completely different level from before. Although they were not the original ones, they were at least the strongest. Lin Rei stopped cultivating and looked at the darkness in front of him. Besides the green liquid that was emitting a bright light, he couldn't see anything else. Alas! How can I get out? I can't always stay here to break through my cultivation. But I can't do that. Without experiencing life and death, I can only be the weakest existence in the end. Although Lin Rei was a little happy that his cultivation had increased to a level, another problem arose. That was, how to leave the thousand-legged worm's stomach. At the same time, another problem arose. He was reluctant to give up the thousand-legged worm, the source of energy. Just like that, the two problems made Lin Rei very tormented. He wanted to get out, but he was reluctant to give up the energy here. Lin Rei was very conflicted about this. Forget it, I don't want to think about it anymore. I'd better take advantage of this rare opportunity to improve my weapon refining level. If I don't have a suitable weapon when all of them come up, the overall attack power will be greatly reduced. Since he couldn't leave, he had to consider the fact that his newly formed internal organs and meridians were still in a fragile state. At the same time, when he thought about the huge sect behind him, Linley felt that all his previous happiness had been replaced by all these other things. Then, he didn't hesitate anymore. The chaos scripture operated at a very slow speed. Lin Rei entered the array in the system and began to use the chaos chi to start cultivating array, refining pills, and refining weapons. In Jiutian City in Danzhou, in a cultivation room on the highest floor of the Sky Dweller, Sakura, who had joined the Heavenly Assassins, was sitting cross-legged inside. When he was operating the chaos scripture to cultivate, suddenly, a wave of energy began to rise continuously. Feeling that his energy was rising uncontrollably, Sakura was shocked. He opened his eyes abruptly and felt that his cultivation was rising little by little. F***ck, what's going on? Why did my cultivation suddenly increase? And so quickly too? What happened? At this moment, Sakura was very puzzled. He didn't understand why he, an early true god cultivator, had inexplicably advanced to the middle true god realm. Moreover, it was still increasing. Could it be? Suddenly, just as he was puzzled, his eyes lit up. Then, as if he had thought of something, the nervousness on his face gradually receded. Could it be me? At this moment, the only explanation he could think of was that this matter was related to his true self. Otherwise, he really couldn't think of how his cultivation had increased. Thinking of everything that had happened to Linley, Sakura calmed down and began to cheerfully accept the invisible energy that came to him, helping him to increase his cultivation. Pop! A shattering sound came from his body. At the same time, his middle true god cultivation broke through to the late true god in a few minutes. Sakura was pleasantly surprised. F***ck, this, how did my true self do it? I didn't expect him to be able to make consecutive breakthroughs in such a short period of time. Sure enough, my true self isn't simple. Just when he thought that everything was over, his cultivation, which had broken through to the late true god, started to rise again. He began to feel numb and didn't know what to say. At the same time, the speed of his true self's breakthrough also brought a lot of pressure to Sakura. The two of them were two different consciousnesses. Although they were divided into primary and secondary consciousnesses, in Lin Rei's eyes, they were the same person. However, it was different for Sakura. Just like today, he had inexplicably made consecutive breakthroughs. This gave Sakura a lot of pressure. He didn't want to look at his true self while he was doing well. He didn't want to become a person who only knew how to open his mouth to eat but didn't know how to work. Seems like I have to work harder in the future. I can't let my true self do this. It could be said that this matter was related to Sakura's pride and also his vanity. His pride and vanity didn't allow him to do this. Thinking of this, the decision in his heart faintly appeared. According to the rules of the heavenly slaughter sect, as long as one's cultivation broke through to the true God and obtained a divine weapon, one could enter the 8th level of the Emperor realm to take on missions. Moreover, every mission was very dangerous. According to the memory that Lin Rei transmitted to him, only by being on the brink of life and death could he rapidly increase his cultivation. Since he had already made up his mind, he was ready. He lowered his head and looked at the sword in the flute and the sword-breaking pill beside him. He decided to eat them to increase his cultivation and also to raise his swordsmanship to a higher level. This way, the mission would be safer. Thinking of this, Sakura took out the sword-breaking pill that was given to him by his original body and swallowed it without hesitation. Bang! In an instant, it melted in his mouth. The moment the pill melted in Sakura's mouth, a terrifying sword intent erupted. At the same time, a terrifying energy began to fuse with his body. What was incredible was that the moment the sword intent erupted, the sword in the flute, which had been lying quietly beside him, floated in the air on its own. Furthermore, the long sword was pulled out of the flute and stood in front of him. The cold light on the blade gave off a cold aura. If he had known earlier, this sword in the flute wasn't an ordinary weapon. It was a weapon that could be upgraded. What Sakura didn't know was that the moment he swallowed the sword-breaking pill and erupted with a vigorous sword intent, it alarmed everyone in the heavenly slaughterhouse. Not only the mortal-level assassins, the profound-level assassins, the earth-level assassins, and so on, even the old man who had spoken earlier instantly disappeared after sensing this vigorous sword intent. He rushed along the vigorous sword intent until he stopped at the door of the room where Sakura was cultivating on the 9th floor. Hiss! When he saw that the person who was emitting the vigorous sword intent was a newcomer who had just entered the heavenly slaughterhouse, the old man was stunned. Go and check who is cultivating inside. When he wakes up, ask him to look for me. I have something to ask him. At this moment, the old man who had sensed the vigorous sword intent said to the empty space beside him with mixed feelings. Then, he disappeared from the 9th floor. Yes, your subordinate understands. Not knowing if it was due to a delay or some other reason, after watching the old man disappear, a cold voice resounded. Moreover, one could hear that the cold voice was filled with surprise. Today's action had made everyone curious about the person who had released the vigorous sword intent. However, the person involved didn't know that he had only wanted to increase his strength by a little. He had never expected such a thing to happen. At this moment, Sakura who was in the room couldn't stop the cold sweat from flowing down his forehead. His face was filled with pain. Ah! A painful cry came out from Sakura's mouth. At the same time, the aura around him was rapidly increasing. Bit by bit, he broke through from the late true god to the peak late true god, the early divine weapon realm. After breaking through to the divine weapon realm, the pain in Sakura's body was relieved. However, it didn't lessen because of the increase in his cultivation. On the contrary, it became more painful. Moreover, his cultivation which had reached the upper limit began to break through again. Ha! Ha ha. See. Ha. It seems that this time, I have to break through to my heart's content. Ha. Since that's the case, come on. After feeling better, his cultivation was still increasing. Suddenly, a crazy expression appeared in Sakura's eyes. Immediately, the chaos scripture was activated to the extreme and began to absorb the spiritual energy from the outside world. As there was a spirit gathering array in every room, the spiritual energy was abundant. However, Sakura's body was like a bottomless pit. The devouring heaven chant was activated instantly and began to devour the spiritual energy in the entire heavenly slaughterhouse. What's going on? Why is the spiritual energy in my room gone? Why is the spiritual energy in my room gone? What's going on? Could it be that the array is broken so it can't provide spiritual energy? At this moment, except for Sakura's room, all the other rooms on the 9th floor were filled with complaints. Everyone was asking themselves what was going on. And it wasn't only the 9th floor. At this moment, all the floors below the 9th floor were the same. The spiritual energy disappeared in an instant when they were cultivating. Moreover, it disappeared without a trace. Go and find out what's going on. At this moment, the old man who lived on the 1st floor felt the disappearance of the spiritual energy. His face was filled with anxiety. Regarding this, he looked at the air and said angrily, Elder, the spiritual energy disappeared because it was all absorbed by the person who pierced through the room with sword intent. It seems that he is breaking through, so, at this moment, a man wearing a mask suddenly appeared in front of the old man and said in a weak tone, What, it's that person again? Hearing the answer in the report, the old man's eyes were filled with disbelief. He jumped up from his seat and said in surprise, That's right. Currently, no one knows about this matter. Moreover, that person's cultivation method is very special. It doesn't seem to be absorbing spiritual energy, but more like devouring. After the man wearing the mask spoke out all his observations, he was reprimanded by the old man. All right, you don't have to care about this matter. Oh, right, tell everyone to take a break today. Let them go out and walk around. Tell everyone on the 9th floor to stay away from that room and clear everything. Also, don't let the other 7 sects know about this matter, understand? The old man gave a series of orders, which stunned the man who was waiting for the order. Chapter 503. Go quickly, what are you waiting for? Seeing the man in a daze, the old man quickly roared at him, his face full of anger. Oh, I'll go now. Hearing the roar, the man came back to his senses and immediately disappeared from the room. He began to convey the old man's message to the others. Suddenly, all the people in the Heavens residence retreated and scattered in the city. At this moment, in the Heavens residence, other than Sakura, there was only the old man left. Looks like I've picked up a treasure this time. Maybe I can count on him to help the Heavenly Slaughter 8 gates reintegrate? As he spoke, the old man's eyes emitted a trace of light as he looked up. At this moment, Sakura, who was on the 9th floor, was trying his best to integrate the sword intent in the sword-breaking pill. What he didn't expect was that although the sword-breaking pill's level wasn't high, its medicinal properties were so strong and overbearing. Come, let me see how strong you are. Since you can still resist, integrate for me. Feeling the sword intent in his body began to resist, suddenly. Sakura frowned and his anger rose. Then, he circulated his cultivation to the extreme and the devouring heaven art was pushed to the limit by Sakura. Bang, his cultivation and sword will clash together. Instantly, a loud sound came from Sakura Skydman's body. Puff, a mouthful of blood spurted out. Sakura's face instantly turned pale and his aura began to wither. However, because he was increasing his cultivation, the withered aura was quickly stopped and began to recover. I didn't expect this thing to be so strong. Feeling the strength of the sword intent, Sakura was even more excited. He subconsciously stuck out his tongue and licked his lips that were stained with blood. Suddenly, a demonic feeling was revealed from his face. Slowly exhaling, Sakura, who was slightly relaxed, began to get serious. Time was tight and he didn't want to waste time on this kind of thing. At this moment, in the 1,000-legged worm's stomach in the forbidden area of the holy sect, Linley, who had been practicing the formation and other cultivation, suddenly had a rapid increase in his cultivation. Linley had the same expression as Sakura. He was dumbfounded and didn't know what was going on. F***CK. What's going on? My cultivation base is increasing by itself. When Lin Rei sensed that his cultivation was about to break through to the middle stage of the divine weapon realm, he immediately stopped. Although it was a good thing for him to break through to the middle stage of the divine weapon realm, this matter came too suddenly. After the previous lesson, he did not dare to be careless. Immediately after, he stopped upgrading the level of the array and stood up. With an anxious look on his face, he went to the space where the little dragon was and shouted into the air. Little dragon, quickly come out and help me see why my cultivation is automatically increasing." Lin Rei really didn't know about the sudden increase in his cultivation. Similarly, it was impossible for him to link this matter to his clone. Isn't an increase in cultivation a good thing? Little dragon, who had already understood the situation, teased Lin Rei with a smile when he saw how anxious Lin Rei was. "Scram! I don't want to repeat what happened before. Hurry up and tell me what's going on." Looking at the little dragon's expression, Lin Rei really wanted to go up and slap him. However, he couldn't possibly hit him when he was asking for help. Moreover, he was no match for the little dragon. Looking at Lin Rei's anxious look, the little dragon stopped playing around and said with a serious face, "All right, it's fine." Although he had obtained the little dragon's approval, Lin Rei was a little doubtful because of the previous example. "What's going on? Tell me clearly." Sigh. "All right, I'll follow your lead." Looking at Lin Rei's worried look, the little dragon could only helplessly tell him about the matter. "It's like this. Although you and your doppelganger are two different people, the two of you are connected. For example, if you break through, he will break through as well. If he breaks through, you will break through as well. Therefore, your current appearance is very likely that he has broken through, so don't be nervous." "I understand." With that, the little dragon couldn't help but roll his eyes at Lin Rei with a look of disdain. At this moment, after hearing the little dragon's explanation, he was finally relieved. Moreover, he was even more curious about the Dao Tian doppelganger. He had also heard about doppelganger before, but he had never heard of such a thing. "TSK, country bumpkin, there are so many things you don't know. Do I have to report everything to you?" Little dragon's voice sounded again. Suddenly, Lin Rei's expression froze. He then said to the little dragon, "In the future, you are not allowed to read my memories and thoughts without my permission. Do you understand?" Although he knew that despite his request, it wouldn't work in the end. However, he still had to do some surface work. At the very least, this way, the little dragon wouldn't commit the same mistake for a long time. "All right, I'll go out first. Do what you have to do." Thinking that he was breaking through at this moment, Lin Rei immediately exited the system and returned to his body. Bo! A familiar sound was heard. Lin Rei knew that he had broken through to the middle stage of the divine weapon realm. Feeling the powerful energy coming from his body, Lin Rei was extremely excited. "Heh, I didn't expect that a doppelganger could bring me such unexpected benefits. It seems that my breakthroughs in the future will be even faster." At this point, Lin Rei liked his doppelganger even more. Time passed bit by bit, and Lin Li didn't know how much time had passed. He watched as his cultivation base slowly broke through from the middle stage of the divine weapon realm to the late stage of the divine weapon realm, and even to the peak of the divine weapon realm. Finally, the rising aura finally stopped. Lin Li felt both joy and pity. However, it was still okay. After all, he had never thought that his cultivation could break through so quickly. To be able to break through to this point, he was already very satisfied. Therefore, he didn't insist on anything. At this moment, Sakura, who was in the middle of the celestial being residence, was already fighting with the sword intent. Suddenly, he finally calmed down. His cultivation soared to the peak of the late stage of the divine weapon realm and stopped. At this moment, the sword intent also completely merged with his body. An impassioned shout was uncontrollably shouted out by Sakura, and there was an indescribable joy on his face. "Hee, come." The shout subsided. Sensing the sword in the flute standing in the air, the sword intent in his body automatically rushed into the long sword. Suddenly, the sword's cry soared into the sky, once again attracting the attention of everyone in the middle of the celestial being residence. And the sword in the flute, under Sakura's signal, came forward as if it had a spirit of its own. Looking at the cold light emitted from the sword blade, it made people shudder and shiver. At this moment, Sakura had the thought of wanting to compete with it. With a wang sound, perhaps because it sensed Sakura's thoughts, the sword in the flute trembled with a buzzing sound. Chapter 504. Hihi, come. Follow this lord to conquer the world and let your name resound throughout the world. Are you willing? Wang. The violent trembling had already expressed the thoughts of the sword in the flute. In response, Sakura grabbed the sword in the flute and put it back into the scabbard. The majestic and cold sword intent instantly converged into it. In an instant, the temperature of the entire room began to rise rapidly. Hihi, let's go. It's time to go out. Feeling that he had inexhaustible power at this moment, he wanted to go out and gain experience. Sakura didn't want to stay here for a moment longer. Jiya. Sakura, who was holding the sword in the flute, pushed open the door and walked out. At this moment, the black-robed man who had been waiting at the entrance appeared in front of Sakura the moment he saw him coming out. With a zing sound, Sakura, who had stepped out of the door, unsheathed his sword the moment he sensed someone's appearance. The majestic and sharp sword intent instantly pierced forward. Wait, don't. A voice sounded. The black-robed man said with a trembling tone. He didn't expect that he was only here to pass on a message but was locked by the terrifying sword intent. For him, this was not a good thing. Moreover, he absolutely believed that if this sword pierced his body, it would definitely be an irreparable wound. You are? Hearing the man's words, Sakura stopped his attack. However, the sword in the flute was still pressed against the man's chest. If he drove away a trace of deception, the sword that was pressed against his chest would directly attack and kill him on the spot. I was sent by the elder. The elder has been waiting for me for a long time. Elder. Hearing the man's words, Sakura was full of doubts. It was reasonable to say that he just came here and didn't know anyone. Why would the elder of the assassins want to see him? He couldn't understand, but he still understood that he had to lower his head under the eaves. Immediately, he didn't say anything more. He nodded his head and followed the black-robed man to the lower floor. Along the way, Sakura didn't ask anything and didn't look around. He didn't want to see anything that he shouldn't see and cause trouble in the future. Regarding this point, the black-robed man who had been walking in front was very fond of it. His attitude towards him was much better than before. I know you're confused, but you don't have to be nervous. The elder has nothing else to do. It's just that your breakthrough caused too much of a commotion, so I guess the elder wants to see what kind of person can do it. Listening to the man's words, Sakura immediately understood. At the same time, he became vigilant about this matter. It seems that I have to find a quiet place to break through in the future. Otherwise, it will attract too much attention. Although he thought so in his heart, he still thanked him again and again. Thank you for telling me. Little brother is very grateful. Hihi, I'm fine. Looking at the polite newcomer behind him, the man liked him even more. It's only right that I tell you. If there's anything you don't understand in the future, you can come to the 3rd floor to find me. Although I'm only an Earth-grade assassin, I'll be able to break through to Heaven-grade very soon. At that time, with me protecting you, let's see who dares to touch you. At this point, the man couldn't help but raise his somewhat arrogant face. Hihi, good. Thank you, senior brother. To be honest, the moment he heard that the man was an Earth-grade assassin, Sakura was slightly surprised in his heart. Because the difference in rank here was very strict. Along the way, the man talked about everything with him. Until they reached the door of a room on the 1st floor, the two stopped. The man turned around and said to him, "All right, junior brother, you can go in first. Remember what I said. I'm on the 3rd floor. My name is Tan Lang. Do you understand?" Looking at the man who was preparing to leave, Sakura quickly nodded and said, I understand. Sakura couldn't tell how he felt about the man named Tan Lang in front of him, but at least he didn't hate him. He didn't think too much about it. After watching Tan Lang disappear, Sakura quickly tidied up his clothes and knocked on the door. Dong dong dong. Come in, the door isn't locked. An old man's voice came from inside. At this moment, Sakura, who was standing at the door, heard the voice. He felt an indescribable sense of familiarity, as if he had heard it before. Jiya. Sakura, who pushed open the door, saw an old man sitting on a chair opposite the door at a glance. It's you? This old man wasn't anyone else but the person who spoke to them before. Seeing this, Sakura quickly walked into the room and closed the door. Then, he came to the front of the old man and stood there obediently. Looking at the furnishings in the room, Sakura's heart became nervous for no reason. Alright, don't be so nervous. Feeling Sakura's restraint, the old man quickly said. Don't be nervous here. I just want to chat with you. With that, he waved his hand and a tea set appeared. Then, he began to make tea for him. Seeing this scene, Sakura also relaxed. Although he was Lin Rei's avatar, he was still not Lin Rei. For such a magical scene, Lin Rei wouldn't be like this. Then, he sat down and stared at the room without leaving for a moment. AI. Young people nowadays are really anxious. Can't you wait for me for a while? Of course, he understood Sakura's meaning. So, after pouring tea for him, he said. I called you here to ask you if you are willing to be the holy son of my Sky Kill sect. PFFF, the moment Sakura, who was drinking tea, heard the old man's words, he didn't react in time and directly spat out the tea in his mouth. Cough, cough, cough. You. What did you say just now? Sakura, who wasn't sure if he heard it clearly, asked the old man again. Ha ha ha. The old man didn't speak but laughed instead. Although the old man's appearance couldn't be seen clearly, one could imagine that the old man's face was probably squeezed together at this moment. It's been a long time since I saw such an interesting and mysterious young man like you. Looking at the person in front of him, the old man said excitedly. You didn't hear wrongly. I want you to be the holy son of Sky Kill sect. Hearing this sentence again, Sakura relaxed and asked in a low voice, what are the conditions? Simple and easy to understand, he directly said 3 words. The old man was stunned and then said, the condition is that after your cultivation reaches the Mahayana stage, you help me gather the Sky Kill 8 sects again and let them condense into a rope. That's it. What, that's it? Hearing the old man's words, Sakura was very puzzled. Weren't the Sky Kill 8 sects already a family? Why do they still need to? Suddenly, he thought of something and asked, you're saying that the Sky Kill 8 sects aren't together at all but are living separately? This information was too big and he wasn't very sure. But since the old man said so, he should be close to guessing his thoughts. AI. You're right. The Sky Kill 8 sects should be the top forces in the God realm. But just 30,000 years ago, the sect leader of the Sky Kill 8 sect suddenly left for some reason. Before he left, he said not to look for him. In the 800 years after the sect leader left, the Sky Kill 8 sects began to have conflicts. It wasn't until more than 1,000 years later that something finally happened. At this point, the old man paused for a moment, as if he was immersed in his memories. Then, he recovered and said, we don't understand the sect leader's departure. It's said that the sect leader fell in love with an ordinary woman back then. There are also rumors that the sect leader left the God realm. We don't know which one exactly, but more than 1,000 years after the sect leader left, the Sky Kill 8 sects began to split up. The original top forces in the God realm split up just like that and became the first-grade forces in the God realm. At this point, Sakura saw the old man's eyes moisten up. I originally thought that there was no hope, but I sense that you have a shocking sword intent and your cultivation speed is extremely fast. It hasn't been long since you came, but you've already risen from the early stage of the God realm to the peak of the late stage of the divine weapon realm. To be honest, I've never seen someone like you. It can be said that even in the God realm, it's impossible to find someone like you who can increase your cultivation speed. Seeing the old man's huge change, he could also understand. Therefore, he hesitated when the old man said that he would be the Holy Son. Don't be in a hurry to answer. I have time to wait. Anyway, it's already been 30,000 years. I can wait a little longer. Looking at Sakura's hesitant expression, the old man was overjoyed. There was a chance and he immediately stopped chasing after Sakura. Hearing the old man's words, Sakura nodded and replied, I understand. But don't worry, I won't let you wait for too long. Saying that, Sakura thought of the idea of going out to gain experience and said, Oh right, Elder, I've just broken through. I'm afraid that it won't be beneficial to my cultivation if I continue to cultivate here. Therefore, I want to go out and gain experience. This way, I can increase my cultivation and also think about the truth that you said. Go out and gain experience? Hearing Sakura's words, the old man's tone sank. The Sky Slaughter sect had never had such a request before. But when he thought about the matter of the Holy Sun and the hope of reuniting the Sky Slaughter sect in the future, he immediately agreed. Alright, you can go. You're right. The flowers in the greenhouse will eventually wither. But for your safety, I will send someone to follow you and let him protect you at all times. Hearing the old man's words, Sakura was about to say something when the old man spoke again, Don't refuse. Also, you can rest assured that the person who will protect you won't casually make a move. He will only make a move when your life is in danger. The old man's words were exactly what he was thinking at this moment. Since the other party had already said this, if he were to decline, he would really offend the other party. Thinking of this, Sakura nodded and agreed, I understand. Chapter 505. When do you plan to leave? Immediately? What? He originally thought that Sakura had just mentioned it and hadn't thought of when to leave, but the old man didn't think of it. Yes, I don't have time to quickly improve my strength, so I plan to leave in a while and go to the realm of the gods to train. Give me 100 years, I will return after 100 years and I will tell you my answer then. Hearing Sakura's words, the old man went silent. But after a while, he looked at Sakura with eyes full of determination and said, Okay, remember what you said. After 100 years, even if you don't return, I will send people to catch you. At that time, whether you want to be the saint of assassins or not, it won't be up to you. Yes. Hearing the old man's words, Sakura nodded and agreed, I understand. If there's nothing else, I will take my leave first. Okay, go ahead. Seeing Sakura leave his room, the old man hurriedly said to the empty space in front of him, Follow him. You heard what I said just now. Remember not to let him be in any danger. Of course, as I said, if there is no danger to his life, you can let him go. This is for you. Saying that, the old man took out a heaven-word golden token and said in a cautious tone, Give him all the financial and material resources of the assassin's branch on the way as long as he needs them. I believe he will not let me down. Yes. At this moment, Tan Lang appeared in the air and took the token from the old man before leaving. Hee, little guy, I hope you won't let me down and don't let me misjudge you. The old man smiled as he watched the two of them leave. Then, he closed his eyes and began to meditate. After coming out of the old man's room, Sakura didn't go to the top floor. Instead, he walked out of the heaven's abode and looked at the bustling streets with people coming and going. For a moment, Sakura relaxed a lot. I hope I can see you during this training. Without stopping, Sakura left the heaven's abode and walked into the distance. At this moment, Tan Lang, who was sent by the old man, was observing his every move. Within the forbidden valley of the divine sect of the Pai province, within the stomach of the thousand-legged centipede, Linley had already retracted his increased power. I didn't expect that my clone would forcefully raise my cultivation to the peak of the advanced stage of Heavenly Soldier right after I reached the early stage of Divine Soldier. It seems that my cultivation will be even faster in the future. Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel excited. If he had known earlier, the amount of energy he needed to raise his cultivation was enormous. Now that he had broken through so much in such a short period of time, it could already be considered a miracle. How could he not be happy? Save it, how could there be such a beautiful thing in this world? The little dragon's sarcastic voice sounded, but Lin Rei was already used to it. You only see that your cultivation base has increased, but you don't see how weak your cultivation base is right now. Tell me, with your cultivation base, who can you defeat? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei subconsciously checked his cultivation base. Sure enough, it was just as the little dragon had said. At this moment, the spirit in the Dan Palace was very dim and the aura of his cultivation base was unstable. It was like a small sapling that was about to be blown away by the wind. How could this be? Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was shocked. Compared to his previous cultivation base, it was simply not on the same level. Moreover, the little dragon was right. If he were to meet a cultivator of the same level as him, he would be killed on the spot within a few rounds. Sigh. I forgot to tell you that although you and your clone share the same cultivation base, don't forget that your clone's cultivation base is different from yours. Others need a bottle of water, but you need dozens or even hundreds of times more than others. Therefore, this result was an accident. Hearing the little dragon's explanation, Lin Rei was stunned. If it was really like what the little dragon had said, then wouldn't he be defeated by his clone in the future? Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't take it anymore. Originally, he thought that with the double improvement of his clone, he could quickly enter a higher level. However, it seemed that this was not the case at all. Instead, the situation was even worse. Then tell me, what should I do? If my clone's cultivation base increases again, then wouldn't my previously indestructible Dao foundation be destroyed? Speaking of this, Lin Rei didn't dare to say any more. He didn't know what to do. If that was really the case, then all his previous efforts and all the pain he had suffered before would all be for naught. Looking at Lin Rei's crazy excited appearance, the little dragon didn't act like before to keep Lin Rei in suspense. He then said, actually, it's not that bad. Just like before, when you were in contact with Red Lotus. Red Lotus, you can do this with your clone. As long as you are in contact and share your cultivation base, then you can suppress your cultivation base and work hard to make up for the deficit in your previous cultivation base. Really? After hearing the little dragon's solution, Lin Rei, who had a worried look on his face, relaxed and revealed a smile. Don't worry. As long as you suppress your cultivation base, cultivate well, and work hard to make up for the deficit, then everything will be fine. Leave the rest to me. Hearing the little dragon's righteous words, Lin Rei was a little stunned. He even suspected that the little dragon in front of him was still the little dragon he knew. Did the sun rise from the west? This change in temperament made Lin Rei somewhat uncomfortable. How could the little dragon not know Lin Rei's thoughts? He didn't say anything and only glared at Lin Rei. How am I supposed to get out? At this moment, Lin Rei was in a difficult position. He didn't know how to get out. He really had no way to deal with this thousand-legged worm. Even the Chaos Dragon spear couldn't pierce through it. I'll help you this time. Heh. Looking at the little dragon's sulky look, Lin Rei shamelessly made a funny face at the little dragon. Pfft, ha. In an instant, the little dragon who couldn't stand Lin Rei's look instantly burst out laughing. All his anger from before had disappeared. When will you grow up? You're already so old, why are you still acting like a child? Although the little dragon said that, he was very happy in his heart. Tisk, just be happy. Stop pretending. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't be worthy to be your brother. Looking at the little dragon's appearance, Lin Rei was helpless. He closed his eyes and left the rest to the little dragon. He believed that the little dragon could do it well. Stinky brat, seeing Lin Rei's action, the little dragon didn't care anymore. After laughing, he put on a serious face. How can I waste such a good thing? With you, this brat's speed of improvement will be faster. Who knows, it might even be possible for him to break through to the divine ancestor realm within 10,000 years. Looking at the automatic energy source in front of him, the little dragon was very reluctant to part with it. Moreover, when he thought of Lin Rei, he was even more determined to accept this thing. System, you have to help me this time. This thing is an existence that can reach the peak of the saint stage. With my current energy, it's not enough to do it. Yes, okay. The system agreed readily. For something that could help Lin Rei, there was no reason for the system to refuse. Heaven and earth, with me as the medium, accept, receive. The system's mechanical voice sounded. Suddenly, a strange force appeared. Even the little dragon couldn't help but reveal a look of admiration. Woo-woo, the 1,000-tentacle worm cried out in pain. Instantly, Lin Rei, who was originally meditating, woke up the moment the 1,000-tentacle worm roared. He watched as a strange energy appeared and wrapped around him, slowly moving him outside. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei couldn't help but turn to look at the little dragon who was standing in the same place. His eyes were filled with gratitude, and at the same time, the worry in his heart was relieved. He didn't resist. He was wrapped in the energy and slowly moved outwards. He didn't know how much time had passed. He only knew that he would stop for a short while and move outwards. Finally, a cave filled with light appeared in front of him. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was excited. He clearly knew that this was the mouth of the 1,000-tentacle worm. As long as he could reach the front, he could completely leave this disgusting green liquid. Don't move. You have to know that it's very troublesome to get you out of here. In the future, if you don't bring me good treasures that can replenish souls, you'll be letting me down. At this moment, the little dragon's voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei's body stiffened. At the same time, he felt very guilty. Yes, don't worry. In the future, I will definitely find you many treasures that can replenish souls. This sentence was deeply engraved in Lin Rei's heart and he didn't dare to forget it. Not only for today's matter, but also to thank the little dragon for helping him and choosing him. Alright, don't move. We'll be out soon. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the little dragon smiled and then sped up. The mysterious seals in its hands were formed so quickly that Lin Rei, who had been observing the little dragon, couldn't see it clearly at all, let alone the mysterious seals. As time passed, the cave entrance got closer and closer. Finally, with a plop, Lin Rei was caught off guard and directly separated from the 1,000-tentacle worm's body and fell to the ground. Oh my, I'm finally out. Lin Rei, who fell to the ground, didn't rush to get up. Instead, he lay on the ground and breathed in the fresh air outside frantically with an intoxicated look on his face. Return. Just as Lin Rei was breathing in the fresh air, the system's voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei frowned and looked up. The huge worm beside him disappeared in the blink of an eye. Woo woo woo, before it disappeared, the 1,000-tentacle worm didn't forget to struggle one last time. However, it was all in vain. In the end, it still couldn't escape from the system's capture. Hee, kid, you're in luck this time. The 1,000-tentacle worm has been absorbed into the system. In the future, it will be your mobile energy source. Chapter 506. Really? This news was really good news for Lin Rei. If this was the case, as long as his cultivation level increased in the future, he would not have to worry about finding energy. Not bad. Looking at the little dragon's determined look, Lin Rei was extremely excited. That's great. As he spoke, his fatigue disappeared at this moment. At this moment, a disgusting stench suddenly rushed into Lin Rei's mouth and nose. Suddenly, his stomach churned. Damn, I didn't smell it inside, but I didn't expect to be unable to get used to it after coming out. As he spoke, his divine sense instantly spread out, and everything within 100 miles fell into Lin Rei's mind. Found it. In the southeast, there was a huge lake. After seeing it, Lin Rei did not even think about it, and did not care whether there were demon beasts there or not. At this moment, he could not stand this disgusting smell for a moment longer. Immediately, his body moved, and his entire person instantly disappeared from the spot. Plop. The sound of something falling into the water was heard, and then a figure emerged from the lake. Phew, after a long sigh of relief, seeing that the disgusting green mucus on his body had lessened a little, Lin Rei's heart felt refreshed. Damn, the smell is finally not so strong. As he spoke, Lin Rei plunged into the water. For a long time, Lin Rei's figure was not seen on the surface of the water. At this moment, in the lake, Lin Rei was like a fish in the sky, freely swimming in the lake without any restraint. On the shore, the little dragon stood there looking at Lin Rei in the water, and a happy smile appeared on his face. Sigh, he's still a child. Looking at Lin Rei's carefree smile, the little dragon was instantly infected. Although he was a spiritual body, it did not prevent him from entering the water. It was just that he could not feel the surrounding water. The moment the little dragon entered the lake, a feeling arose spontaneously, as if there was something in the water. Immediately, ignoring Lin Rei beside him, he rushed towards the bottom of the lake alone. It was as if there was no end to the lake, 300 meters, 1,000 meters, 3,000 meters. When the little dragon reached a depth of 3,000 meters, he could not go any further. It was not because he could not do it, but because he could not be too far away from Lin Rei. Otherwise, the system would directly erase him, even though he was a weapon spirit born by the system. Sigh, forget it, let that brat come down. Who knows, we might even discover something unexpected. With that, the little dragon disappeared from the bottom of the 3,000-meter deep lake. When it reappeared, it had already returned to the system. Lin Rei, stop fooling around. Hurry up and dive down to see what's at the bottom of the lake. Just now, I dived down to 3,000 meters, but due to the system, I couldn't go any deeper. I think the bottom of the lake is definitely not simple. After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei, who was happily playing around, suddenly stopped in the water. He looked at the little dragon with a puzzled expression and asked, "What, this lake is so deep?" Lin Rei did not believe it. It was impossible for an ordinary lake to be so deep. If it was really so deep, then there might really be something in the lake. Not bad, and we don't know. Maybe it's even deeper. Go down and take a look. Anyway, there's no harm in it. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei turned around and agreed. Then, he plunged his body and swam towards the depths of the lake at extreme speed. 1,000 meters, 3,000 meters. When Lin Rei dived down to 3,000 meters, a chill instantly attacked Lin Rei's heart. Damn, what's going on? Why did the surrounding temperature drop so much? Lin Rei, who felt something strange, couldn't help but say. Boom. Then, involuntarily, the illusory spirit blood fire rushed out of his body and formed a blood-red coat that wrapped Lin Rei in it. Phew, that's right. This temperature is just right. Feeling the surrounding temperature rise with the help of the illusory spirit blood fire, Lin Rei returned to his previous calmness. As for the chill, Lin Rei didn't understand it at all. Either there was some kind of ice attribute demon beast at the bottom of the lake, or there was some kind of cold attribute treasure at the bottom of the lake. As for what it was specifically, Lin Rei wasn't sure yet. Okay, don't say any more. Hurry up and go down. I think there must be something good down there. Lin Rei agreed with the little dragon's words. As the saying goes, wealth comes from danger. If you want to have something good, you have to pay a price. Okay, but you have to be careful. If there's something that can't be detected by divine sense, you have to remind me. Okay, I got it. With the little dragon's words, Lin Rei didn't hesitate and began to dive again. This time, Lin Rei didn't dare to be careless. Previously, there was the little dragon testing the water. This time, it was the real deal. Hua hua hua, the sound of the surrounding water brushing against Lin Rei's body made Lin Rei's hair stand, but there was nothing he could do. 4,000 meters, until 4,000 meters, something that Lin Rei didn't expect appeared. He saw a skull flying towards him from the bottom of the lake. Hiss. Lin Rei, who was caught off guard, was directly hit by the skull. Fortunately, it was his arm that was hit and not his face. Hiss. The moment he was hit by the skull, a wave of pain spread from his arm to his entire body like an electric shock. Damn, what's going on? He felt that something was wrong. Lin Rei was ready to reach out and grab it, but when he turned around, there was still the shadow of the skull. The pain was still there, and right now, Lin Li's heart was filled with terror. He knew the limits of his own physical body. For a mere skull to be able to injure him like this, anyone would be curious and curious. Be careful, that thing is not simple. If I'm not wrong, that skull's hardness has reached a very high level. Fortunately, we're in the water. If we were on land and got hit by the skull, I'm afraid that your arm would be crippled. Lin Rei, who was originally curious, didn't hear the little dragon's words. His curiosity disappeared, and in addition to shock, there was only shock. Damn, this, just when Lin Rei wanted to say something, the little dragon's words came again. Okay, don't waste time here. Hurry up and go down to take a look. But you have to be careful, there might be something underground. Well, okay. Lin Rei didn't deny the little dragon's words. He didn't have the chance to grab the skull and rushed to the bottom of the lake again. This time, Lin Rei was very careful, and the little dragon was even more so. In order to prevent the previous incident from happening again, the little dragon was 120% careful. Lin Rei was very careful. This time, Lin Rei didn't go as fast as before. Instead, he greatly reduced the speed of his descent. After an unknown period of time, Lin Rei finally saw the bottom of the lake. However, when he reached the bottom of the lake, the surroundings were pitch black. If it weren't for the illusory spirit blood fire, perhaps Lin Rei couldn't see anything. Of course, seeing was not necessarily a good thing. At this moment, when he saw the bottom of the lake, Lin Rei was stunned. His eyes were full of shock and disbelief. How could there be so many corpses? At this moment, the entire bottom of the lake was full of skeletons. They looked up into the distance. Without exception, all of them were skeletons. Although Lin Li had seen quite a number of corpses, compared to the scene here, they really paled in comparison to the scene here. Okay, be careful, I haven't sensed the existence of danger. But just in case, release the illusory spirit blood fire with all your strength. The illusory spirit blood fire can devour evil things. Boom! Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei immediately operated the chaos scripture. Suddenly, the illusory spirit blood fire was released and completely wrapped Lin Rei in it. After doing all this, Lin Rei was a little relieved, but he didn't let his guard down because of these preparations. Kacha! Kacha! Finally, his feet landed on the ground. The sound of bones crunching could be heard. This sound caused all the hairs on Lin Li's body to stand on end. He felt a chill run down his spine, as though something was staring at him. Go, straight from the front. Don't stop, I feel that there's something in front. Hearing the little dragon's voice, Lin Rei felt helpless. Damn it, it's easy for you to say. Although he thought so, he still followed the little dragon's instructions and walked forward. Kacha, Kacha sounds accompanied Lin Rei's footsteps. Although he was worried, he didn't stop because of this. Keep going, keep going. When they were about 100 meters away, the little dragon's excited voice came. Suddenly, the little dragon raised his eyebrows and rushed forward according to the little dragon's voice. At this moment, after staying here for a long time, he was not as scared as before. He flew all the way and only stopped when the little dragon's voice reached his ears. But after flying for a while, he still didn't hear the little dragon's voice. Gurgle, gurgle. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was waiting for the little dragon's reply, heard a strange sound and immediately turned his head to look. Not far in front of him, there were bubbles coming out. How could this be? Filled with curiosity, Lin Rei walked step by step to the place where the bubbles came out. Lin Rei squatted down and peeled off the skull on top. A red bead appeared in front of his eyes. Damn, what did I think it was? Seeing the red bead, Lin Rei was disappointed, but it was better than nothing. He immediately reached out to pick up the bead. But at this moment, just as Lin Rei's hand was about to touch the bead, a terrifying energy instantly blocked Lin Rei's hand, and he couldn't go any further. Upon seeing this, Lin Li was stunned. And then, he turned all of his attention back to the red pearl. Little dragon, quickly come out and see what this red bead is. Why can't I touch it even when I use all my strength? What is that layer of energy on this bead? After a long time, there was still no sound from the little dragon. Lin Rei felt that something was wrong. Chapter 507. In an instant, Lin Rei wanted to retreat. But at this moment, a terrifying suction force appeared and pulled Lin Rei's body, preventing him from taking another step back. How? The moment he felt the suction force, his cultivation at the peak of the late stage of the divine weapon realm instantly tried to break free from the suction force. But the truth was that even if he released his cultivation, it was useless. It was still there. No matter what Lin Rei did, it was useless. He even used all kinds of methods, but in the end, he still could not break free. On the contrary, Lin Rei's body was approaching the red bead step by step. Little dragon. Little dragon, come out quickly, quickly. Feeling terrified, Lin Rei thought of the little dragon. But the result was the same as before. The little dragon did not move at all. When he felt that he could not rely on the little dragon, Lin Rei gave up the idea of looking for the little dragon. With a bang, he instantly used the chaotic dragon spear and stabbed it into the ground, trying to stop his body. Buzz buzz buzz, a sound like that of fine iron rubbing against each other was heard. But his body was still moving forward. *CK, I can't be so unlucky. Looking at the red bead that was close to him, Lin Rei panicked. He did not know what to do at this moment. The suction force was getting stronger and stronger, so much so that Lin Rei's body was directly imprisoned and could not move. The suction force of the red bead was raging. In the end, Lin Rei's entire body was sucked in by the red bead. Then the suction force stopped. After an unknown period of time, Lin Rei felt that the imprisonment on his body had disappeared and he had regained his freedom. Only then did he slowly open his eyes. What entered his eyes was a blood-red land. In this place, Lin Rei did not see anything except for the color of blood. It was very spacious here, as if there was no end to it. Where is this? Lin Rei was puzzled. Looking at the blood-red space, his eyes were full of doubts. That's right, it's indeed like that. Just as Lin Rei was puzzled, the little dragon that Lin Rei had been searching for a long time appeared. *CK, where did you go? Do you know I've been looking for you for a long time, you bastard? Looking at the little dragon that suddenly appeared, Lin Rei was very angry. At the same time, he was worried that the little dragon would disappear the moment he saw it. This is very troublesome to explain. Let's not talk about me for now. Let's talk about you. You've struck gold this time. I never expected that there would be so many good things in the divine realm. You actually managed to find 2 good things in one place. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei's heart skipped a beat. If the little dragon said something good, then it was definitely something good, just like the thousand-legged worm from before. Come, tell me what's so good about this place. Hee, looking at Lin Rei's extremely wretched smile, the little dragon hurriedly said in disdain, it's good to say it's good, but it's also not good to say it's not good. However, with me here, this thing is definitely good. Stop. Seeing the little dragon dawdling and not getting to the main point, Lin Rei couldn't stand it anymore and stopped it. I want to know its use. Why are you telling me so much nonsense here? With regards to Lin Rei interrupting it, the little dragon had completely accepted it. Then, seeing Lin Rei's anxious look, it immediately wrote down the information about the blood-red space. This place, if I'm not wrong, should be a secret realm. Moreover, it's a treasured place that can help you improve your cultivation. Hearing this, Lin Rei couldn't stay calm anymore. He immediately asked, what's that? Killing bead, a good thing that can help you improve your alchemy, formation, and refining realms. Indeed, upon hearing Xiaolong's explanation of this place, Lin Li was overjoyed. He had wanted to break through these 3 levels of training as soon as possible, but who would have thought that by a freak combination of factors, he would be able to find something like this? Don't be happy too early. Although this killing bead can help you improve, it also has a lot of drawbacks. I suspect that this place should be an ancient battlefield. As for this killing bead, it should be formed from the divine sense and mental strength of those who died. In the end, it was fused with the blood of those who died. This kind of thing is not common. Similarly, since it inherited the mental strength of those who died, it also inherited the resentment of those who died here and its own killing chi. What? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei was dumbfounded. If it was really like what the little dragon said, and he absorbed it, wouldn't he become a killing machine in the end? Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but shudder. At the same time, he began to feel conflicted about the killing bead in his heart. That's right. Don't worry. With me here, these won't be a problem. Hearing the little dragon's annoying words, Lin Rei directly rushed forward and started to punch and kick. Although all of his attacks ended up in vain, at least the anger in Lin Rei's heart was vented. Let me tell you, in the future, can you say everything in one go? If you do this again, looking at Lin Rei's appearance with interest, the little dragon opened his mouth and said, You what? Looking at the little dragon's annoying appearance, Lin Rei really wanted to control to quickly become a flesh and blood person. That way, he could personally beat him up. Humph, hurry up and say it. What should I do? He didn't talk nonsense. He had already been in here for so long. As for the situation outside, he didn't know. He was very anxious. He wanted to quickly go out and see how the outside was like when he wasn't here. He wanted to see how Sakura was doing. Knowing Lin Rei's heart, the little dragon quickly said, Okay, it's very simple. You just need to find the exit and eat the killing bead after you go out. After that, you don't need to care about everything. As for alchemy, array master, and your own blacksmith level, you don't need to care about them. As long as the problem of the moon killing bead is solved, your level will automatically increase. Okay. After knowing this matter, Lin Rei calmed down. But as for how to go out, it was still a very big problem. Don't ask me. Since I have already helped you settle the killing bead, I'll leave the rest to you. Moreover, you can't always ask me in the future. What if one day I'm not here? So, you have to face it alone. Calm down. As soon as the voice fell, the little dragon's figure disappeared in front of Lin Rei and returned to the system. At this moment, after hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei agreed. At the same time, he was anxious about the little dragon's words. He didn't want the little dragon to disappear. Although they usually bickered, the little dragon had already become family to him. Therefore, after hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei's face turned gloomy. He was very unhappy. Good people don't live long, but bad people live for 1,000 years. You're such a scammer, how can you disappear so early? You still have to watch me attaining my Tao. After saying that, the corner of Lin Rei's mouth rose and he smiled. Then, he strode forward. Since he had to find a way out himself, the only way was to see if there was a special door. Aya, why are you so stupid? I've already told you that I'll get rid of you. I'll get rid of you. Can't you just think about it? Seriously, Aya. At this moment, the little dragon, who was in the system, saw how clumsy Lin Rei was. He actually wanted to see if there was a way out from the fiendish pearl. This was undoubtedly courting death, and it was also a waste of time. Huff, huff, huff. At this moment, Lin Rei, who didn't know how long he had walked, was very tired. There was no spiritual energy here. Moreover, Lin Rei realized that the spiritual energy in his body was depleting very quickly. Lin Rei, who was bent over and holding his knees, panted heavily as he raised his head to look at the endless red in front of him. Suddenly, he felt dizzy. Aya. Since when is this a trap? How do I get out? Although he was complaining, Lin Rei didn't give up looking. After resting enough, Lin Rei went on the path to find the door again. Apart from the red, there was nothing else. Lin Rei was stunned for a moment. He wasn't just physically and mentally exhausted. At this moment, he was about to be driven crazy by this place. How do I get out? I want to get out. Plop, Gulialu. Just as Lin Rei finished shouting at the red space, Lin Rei's body disappeared uncontrollably from the red space. When Lin Rei reappeared, he felt a chill all over his body. A wave of coldness instantly soared. A mouthful of water went straight into Lin Rei's mouth. Lin Rei choked on the water and started coughing violently. The moment this series of events happened, Lin Rei was stunned. He opened his eyes and looked around. At this moment, he was no longer in the red space. Instead, it was pitch black and there was water all around him. Ugh, I'm out. Achoo. Just when Lin Rei was happy that he was out, the coldness got worse and worse. Lin Rei's legs were already frozen. Boom. Without any time to think, he instantly cast the illusory spirit blood flame and wrapped his entire body. He was now in flames at the bottom of the lake. Sigh. Aren't you stupid? I already said that I'll get rid of you. You didn't even understand and wasted so much time to come out. I'm really having a headache for your IQ. The little dragon's sarcastic voice sounded. Lin Rei immediately rolled his eyes to express his current feelings. Damn, how would I know what you're thinking? Besides, you said that you'll only help me get rid of it. It doesn't include getting rid of me. Only after he said, worried, did Lin Li realize that Xiaolong was just playing word games with him. Instantly, Lin Li exploded with rage. Damn you. Do you know that I almost died of exhaustion just now? Look at you. How old are you? Why are you still acting like a child? You're really worrisome. After saying that, Lin Rei didn't have the chance to talk to the little dragon. Instead, he squatted down and reached for the infernal pearl. It's gone. Without any hindrance, he directly grabbed the infernal pearl in his hand and stood up tightly. Then, he lifted his head and looked at the little dragon beside him. Instantly, Lin Rei understood what was going on. Chapter 508. Alright, don't look at me. Keep it well. I'll tell you after I've completely removed the harmful energy from the fiendish pearl. Looking at the little dragon, there was only one sentence that he wanted to say. Thank you, little dragon. Hearing Lin Rei's words, the little dragon froze on the spot. To prevent Lin Rei from seeing its abnormal state, the little dragon hurriedly said, Aya, you. Alright, hurry up and get up. Looking at the little dragon's panicked state, Lin Rei chuckled and stood up. His entire body was covered in illusory spirit blood fire. He was like a mighty fire god. Let's go. I've already searched the entire bottom of the lake for you. Other than the fiendish pearl, there's nothing else that's worthy of your search. After speaking, the little dragon disappeared from Lin Rei's sight and returned to the system. When Lin Rei heard the little dragon's words, he was stunned. He was stunned for a moment before he realized what was going on. A smile appeared on his face. Tisk. Then, without stopping at the bottom of the lake, Lin Rei immediately rushed to the shore. Whoosh. At this moment, Gu Si, who had been searching for Lin Rei in the mountains of Divinity Sect, was filled with despair. At this moment, a dazzling stream of light rushed over from afar. Gu Si's sharp eyes and agile hands immediately caught the stream of light. Sect voice transmission? When she opened her palm and saw that the thing she had grabbed was the Sect's voice transmission, Gu Si's entire body tensed up. Gu Si, the once-in-a-million years Tendo conference has begun. I order you to quickly return to the Sect. Otherwise, I'll personally capture you. A majestic voice that couldn't be disobeyed was heard. Gu Si frowned instantly and her face was filled with displeasure. Why is the Tendo conference being held at this time? Moreover, the million-year-old Tendo conference will be held soon. He had heard a bit about the Tendo convention. Although it was only held once every million years, no one dared to look down on him. During the Tendo convention, all the major sects in the divine realm would send people to participate. Not only the sects, even the people from the empires would go. This was because if someone could win the Tendo convention, they would be bestowed with a very amazing treasure by the Tendo. With this treasure, the number one sect in the divine realm would be the sect favored by the Tendo. Therefore, during the once-in-a-million years Tendo convention, all the major sects would send their elites to participate. Moreover, there was an age limit of 100,000 years. Therefore, all the major sects had high hopes for the younger generation of disciples. Especially during the first 100,000 years of the Tendo convention, all the major sects would gather talented people to prepare for the Tendo convention. Tisk, junior brother Lin, it seems that I've harmed you. I didn't expect that a sentence from me would cause your death. As she spoke, Gu Si's eyes became moist. Her entire body trembled as she stared at the mountains in front of her with a pair of remorseful eyes. Don't worry, when I return from the Tendo convention, I'll definitely come here and go into seclusion until the end of my life. As she spoke, Gu Si turned around and flew towards the divine sect. Before she left, Gu Si looked at the mountains behind her with guilt and left. At this moment, in a lake in the valley, the surface of the lake was originally calm. However, at this moment, an explosion sounded and a figure charged out of the lake. Ha ha ha, I'm finally out. The person who came out was Lin Rei. Although he had gone down for a long time, it only took him a few minutes to come back up. When Lin Rei saw the beautiful scenery outside, he couldn't help but laugh. All right, stop being sentimental. Hurry up and leave this place. There's nothing here for you to linger on. At this moment, just as Lin Rei was feeling happy, the little dragon's voice sounded. Instantly, Lin Rei stopped abruptly. He rolled his eyes at the little dragon and flew towards the entrance of the valley. Tisk, it's not easy to come here. How can you return empty-handed after entering a treasure mountain? The little dragon looked at Lin Rei with disdain. He was impressed that Lin Rei could say such shameless words. All right. Only you, Lin Rei, can say such shameless words. Since you want to take those spiritual herbs, so be it. Looking at Lin Rei's appearance, the little dragon knew that he couldn't persuade him, so he just ignored him. Along the way, Lin Rei would collect all the good-looking spiritual herbs he saw. Along the way, there were 13 storage rings and 38 storage bags. There were also bracelets and other things that could store things. They were all filled up by Lin Rei. In the end, the system became his shelter. Whether good or bad, even if the little dragon was unwilling, it finally agreed under Lin Rei's coaxing. Lin Rei didn't stop along the way. Not long after, all the spiritual herbs at the entrance of the valley were collected by Lin Rei. However, why didn't he leave even an inch of grass behind? That's not right. I remember it wasn't like this when I came in. Just as Lin Rei arrived at the entrance, he saw that the entrance had already been destroyed and was blocked by gravel. Alright, stop wasting time. Why don't we just fly out of here? Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei didn't say anything. He instantly used his cultivation and his entire body floated up, flying out of the valley in an instant. Lin Rei, who was flying in the air, was like a fish in water. He began to fly in the air without any restrictions. Looks like I can't bring the divine sect in the future. If that second brother Huang makes things difficult for me, then I'll just... Lin Rei, who was flying freely, couldn't help but think about the future when he thought about returning to the sect and saw second brother Huang's face in Hainan. I agree. You should also make plans for the sect to advance to the divine realm. Hearing the little dragon agree with his idea, Lin Rei was instantly shocked. He originally thought that the little dragon would organize or remain silent. He didn't expect, sensing Lin Rei's strange expression, the little dragon hurriedly said, "Don't look at me like that. Although the system gave you an order to join a sect for 1,000 years, it didn't say that you're not allowed to leave. As long as you're registered in the divine sect, it's fine. As for the rest, you can do whatever you want. The system won't interfere." Hearing the little dragon's explanation, Lin Rei nodded in agreement. Furthermore, he didn't want to stay in the divine sect forever. Not only would it be bad for his cultivation, it wouldn't be good for the group of people in his cave either. Alright, since the system has agreed, then I'll bring them with me when I return. As for where they'll go, we'll talk about it when we're outside. After all, every single one of them are geniuses. It's fine to find a sect to accommodate them. As he spoke, the determined Lin Rei found the direction of the divine sect and quickly rushed over. Along the way, Lin Rei saw a lot of miscellaneous oddities as he shuttled through the forest in search of spiritual herbs. However, at this moment, a figure appeared in front of Lin Rei's eyes. When that familiar figure appeared, Lin Rei hurriedly transmitted his voice to him, "Senior brother Gu Si, where are you going?" Hearing this voice, Gu Si thought that he was hallucinating because of his guilt towards Lin Rei. Therefore, he didn't have a chance and continued to fly. However, at this moment, Lin Rei's voice rang out again. This time, he heard it clearly. It wasn't a hallucination. "Senior brother Gu Si, wait for me." The instant Gu Si heard this voice again, he hurriedly turned around. What entered his eyes was the figure of the Lin Rei that he had been yearning for day and night. You didn't die?" His eyes were filled with excitement. At this moment, the tears in his eyes couldn't help but flow out. His entire body was trembling with excitement, as if he had epilepsy. Hee, what are you saying? Aren't I perfectly fine? How could I die?" When Lin Rei, who was replying to Gu Si, heard the other party's words, he was immediately amused. He originally thought that they would greet each other. He didn't expect Gu Si to say this. No, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. In these few decades, I couldn't find you, so I thought you." Seeing Lin Rei standing in front of him alive and well, Gu Si hurriedly apologized as he recalled that his previous words were slightly offensive. What happened to you?" Seeing Gu Si's emotional appearance, Lin Rei didn't know what to say for a moment. It's nothing. I was the one who let you down. Originally, I wanted second brother Huang to take care of you. I didn't expect that he would misunderstand my intentions. That's why there was such a big misunderstanding. In these few years, I have been looking for you every day. Not only me, I only found out about your situation after you disappeared for who knows how long. After that, I had all the miscellaneous disciples come out to look for you. Oh, so that's how it is. Hearing Gu Si's words, the anger in Lin Rei's heart soared. But at the same time, hearing Gu Si say that he had been looking for him for several decades, he couldn't help but feel a warmth in his heart. All right. This matter doesn't concern you. If you want to blame someone, blame second brother Huang. This has nothing to do with you. After saying that, Lin Rei smiled. He extended his hand and lightly patted Gu Si's shoulder, causing the other party to relax. Emin? I got it. Seeing Lin Rei's appearance, the guilt in Gu Si's heart lessened a little. The feeling of being pressed down by a big rock was no longer there. All right, let's go. Seeing that Gu Si was better, Lin Rei said and flew towards the divine sect. Following closely behind, Gu Si's eyes were tightly fixed on Lin Rei. It was as if she blinked, Lin Rei would disappear. Senior brother, you keep looking at me like this. I feel very uncomfortable. Seeing that he was being stared at by a man, Lin Rei couldn't help but feel a chill in his heart. One must know that he was a pure man. How could he endure this? All right. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Gu Si felt that it was a little inappropriate and immediately returned to normal. Oh, that's right. Brother Lin, why don't you come with me to watch the Tendo convention that is held once every million years? Suddenly, Gu Si thought of the information she received before and asked Lin Rei, who was beside her. What? Tendo convention? Chapter 509. Yes, the Tendo conference. Seeing the confusion in Lin Rei's eyes, Gu Si explained the Tendo conference to Lin Rei. Oh, so that's how it is. After hearing Gu Si's explanation of the Tendo conference, Lin Rei understood. After thinking about it, he also wanted to go out, so he didn't reject her. Okay, I'll go. Just let me know when you leave. Just like that, the two of them quickly returned to the divine sect side by side. Looking at the divine sect's mountain gate, Lin Rei's eyes were filled with disdain. Although it was a sect that had been passed down for God knows how many years, Lin Rei felt that his Xuanzong sect paled in comparison. It wasn't just the strength of his disciples, but also his own innate ability. Even if he brought out the divine palace from the immortal world, he would be able to suppress all the sects in the immortal world. Okay, that's it. Looking at Gu Si, Lin Rei didn't stay at the mountain gate. After saying goodbye to Gu Si, they went their separate ways. Lin Rei flew towards the cave he had dug, while Gu Si entered the divine sect without looking back. Lin Rei, who missed his family dearly, quickly arrived at the entrance of the cave. Using his divine sense, he sensed that the array was still the same as before. Instantly, Lin Rei felt much more at ease. Previously, before he returned, he was afraid that something might have happened here and that something might have happened to his brothers and wife. Now, Lin Rei was completely at ease. Then, the moment he sensed that there was no one around, Lin Rei rushed into the cave. Phew, upon returning to this place, Lin Li felt as though he had returned home. His tensed body finally relaxed. TSK, I haven't seen them in so many years. I wonder how they're doing. As he spoke, Lin Rei looked towards the room Lu Ying was in and walked in. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had just entered the cave, saw Lu Ying sitting on a rock, cultivating. Lin Rei immediately walked over to Lu Ying's side and sat down quietly, admiring his wife's beauty. The Divine Sect discussion hall was where all the upper echelons met. Without the Divine Sect master's order, even if you were an elder or a grand elder, you didn't have the qualifications. At this moment, Gu Si, who had parted ways with Lin Rei, came over and knocked on the door a few times. Dong dong dong. At this moment, Gu Si was extremely cautious, as if she was afraid that her life would be in danger if she wasn't careful. Come in. A deep and dignified voice rang out from the hall. Immediately, Gu Si's body seemed to have been electrocuted when she heard the voice. Her entire body trembled, and her forehead was covered in cold sweat. She pushed open the door and walked in. Jiya. The door of the great hall opened, and everyone in the great hall looked towards the door. Similarly, Gu Si, who walked into the great hall, felt the gazes of the people around her, and immediately felt a little embarrassed. Dong. After closing the door, Gu Si hurriedly walked up and apologized to everyone. I'm sorry. I had something to do just now. I'm sorry. Master, I'm late. Please punish me. After everyone was done apologizing, Gu Si spoke to the only middle-aged man in the hall who was still seated. You still have the nerve to come? Tell me, how long has it been since I sent you a message? You only know how to look for that trash disciple all day long. Tell me, you're the dignified sovereign's disciple, what's the matter with you? That's right. Gu Si, you've been looking for that disciple for dozens of years, right? Why are you so stubborn? It's not like there aren't any ferocious beasts in our divine sect's territory. It's normal for a few people to die occasionally. Why are you so obsessed with that trash disciple? That's right. Look at what you've done to the divine sect in these dozens of years. Immediately, the moment the man on the seat finished speaking, 2 or 3 middle-aged men looked over and spoke with dissatisfaction. Master, all the elders, this matter is already settled. This disciple has found that person. At least this period of time wasn't wasted. As soon as he said that, his words were shocking. Everyone revealed a look of astonishment. According to the information they received, the person Gu Si was looking for had disappeared for dozens of years. How did he appear now? Many questions surged in their minds. All right. Let's not talk about this matter for now. Seeing that everyone was puzzled over such a boring matter, the middle-aged man hurriedly shifted everyone's attention back to the important matter. Gu Si, I'm sure you already know why I called you here. The Tendo convention that is held once every million years is about to begin in the Heaven's Wall City. Therefore, I'll let Lu Yunhan lead the team. The few of you are all disciples within 100,000 years and are all divine king realm experts. According to the restrictions of the Tendo convention, you're the most suitable to go. Therefore. I understand. Master, don't worry. This time, this disciple will definitely do well for you. I'll also let Divine Sect Master Lu Tianyang's name as the Divine Emperor resound throughout the Divine Realm. Before Divine Sect Master Lu Tianyang finished speaking, Gu Si hurriedly flattered him. Pfft! After hearing Gu Si's words, Lu Yunhan, who was standing next to him, couldn't help but burst out laughing. That's enough. Do you think I don't know what you're capable of? Although your strength is not bad in front of the 100 sects, among the disciples of the major sects, how many do you think you can defeat? You. Hearing Lu Yunhan's words, Gu Si's tone was choked. Her face was ashen and she couldn't speak anymore. That's enough. Stop talking. It's such a good meeting, and you've ruined it just like that. Saying this, Lu Tianyang glared at Lu Yunhan and said in a gentle tone, that's enough. I see that you're becoming more and more lawless. When we go back, I'll tell your mother and ask her to discipline you. You're always so impudent. How dare you talk to your senior like that? After hearing Lu Tianyang's words, Lu Yunhan wanted to say something, but Lu Tianyang spoke again. All right, this matter is decided. Although you'll be leading the team, Elder Pang Long will follow you. He'll protect your safety. This Tendo convention is different from the past. Some people will do anything to become the #1 sect in the divine realm. So, the journey will be dangerous. You'll have to be careful. Yes, we'll definitely live up to your expectations. We'll definitely win first place. Master, Sect Master, please rest assured. Yes, Sect Master. I'll definitely protect them. At this moment, an old man standing next to Lu Tianyang quickly stood up and said to Lu Tianyang. All right. Since that's the case, let's disperse. Lu Yunhan and Gu Si, you two stay behind. After hearing Lu Tianyang's words, other than those who were asked to stay behind, everyone else tactfully left. At this moment, the grand hall was completely silent. There were no longer any spectators. "Humph, you're really my good disciple and goddaughter. You can even quarrel in front of such a serious matter. I really have to hand it to you too." At this moment, Lu Tianyang, who was sitting on his chair, immediately stood up and said to them helplessly when he saw that everyone had left. "Io, Dad, look at him. He's already so old but he still insists on being my senior. It's obvious that my cultivation is higher but he still thinks that he's my senior. I think he should be calling me senior instead." As soon as Lu Tianyang spoke, Lu Yunhan's aggrieved voice was heard by the two of them. Instantly, the two of them looked at each other and walked out, leaving Lu Yunhan standing in the same spot with an aggrieved look on her face. Wait for me." However, before the two of them could reach the door, Lu Yunhan turned around and saw that her father and senior were already at the entrance of the grand hall. In response, Lu Yunhan was filled with rage as she bared her fangs and brandished her claws as she chased after them. Whoosh, whoosh. Seeing this, Lu Tianyang and Gu Si released their cultivation and rushed out of the grand hall in the instant that Lu Yunhan was enraged. Time trickled by and 5 days passed in the midst of everyone's busy lives. At this moment, in the cave, Lin Rei was still the same as before. He propped his face up with his hand and watched his wife who was still cultivating. He never got tired of looking at her. Phew! Suddenly, at this moment, Lin Rei, who originally thought that Lu Ying would be cultivating for a long time, suddenly heard the sound of his wife's breathing. He lifted his head and saw that his wife's aura had been retracted into her body. It was obvious that Lu Ying had stopped cultivating. Lu Ying, who had stopped cultivating, slowly opened her eyes to see her husband, Lin Rei, whom she had been thinking about day and night. "Ah! Lei Ji, when did you come back? Why didn't you let me know?" Lu Ying suddenly shrieked. It was obvious how happy he was to see the person he missed so much. I saw that you were cultivating so hard so I didn't want to disturb you. You said that we'd be leaving in a few days so even if you couldn't do it, I would have woken you up." "What, leaving?" Hearing Lin Rei's words, Lu Ying looked at Lin Rei in confusion, wanting to ask. "It's complicated to explain. Simply put, we felt that the place this time was very grand and all the major sects in the realm of the gods took it seriously. So how could I, Lin Rei, miss out on such a lively event?" As he spoke, the corners of Lin Li's lips curved upwards, revealing a sinister smile. "Oh, okay. No matter where you go, I'll follow you." With that, Lu Ying stood up from the rock without another word, walked over to Lin Rei, and sat on Lin Rei's lap. Any man would have a reaction to this action, not to mention someone as beautiful as Lu Ying. If Lin Rei didn't do anything, then it would really mean that Lin Rei was useless. In the next moment, the entire cave was filled with spring sunshine. It was a joyous scene. For the next few days, Lin Rei kept Lu Ying company. Every day, he would leave early and return late, walking around the beautiful sceneries of the divine sect. During these few days, Lu Ying was smiling happily every day, looking extremely happy. Chapter 5:10. Over the past few days, Lin Li had woken up everyone who had been in closed-door meditation. The others were still alright, but the 35 Azura clansmen had improved in power over the past few decades. It was completely beyond Lin Li's expectations. Originally, he knew that their cultivation was sealed, but Lin Rei didn't expect them to break through the seal so quickly. When he saw the 35 Shura people, their cultivation was already at the peak of the Divine King realm. Some of them had even reached the Divine Emperor realm. Lin Rei was stunned when he saw this. To Lin Rei, this was undoubtedly the most powerful assistance. Lin Rei was very happy. It seemed that he could start the operation that he hadn't started before. Lin Rei also asked the little dragon about this. The little dragon only said that their cultivation wasn't limited to this. Because they were in the immortal realm and they had been sealed, now that they had returned to the divine realm and absorbed the divine chi of the divine realm, it was normal for their cultivation to recover a little. It told Lin Rei not to make a fuss about it. Lin Rei was very shocked. They had already recovered to the divine emperor realm, but the little dragon said that they had only recovered a little. Lin Rei was even more glad that he had found them. However, in the next few days, Lin Rei helped Nan Di and Lin Tian break through to the divine realm, allowing them to truly become members of the divine realm. As for the divine tribulation, of course, Lin Rei couldn't do it himself, but the little dragon might not be able to do it. The little dragon asked Lin Rei to throw the people who were preparing to undergo the divine tribulation into the system. The final result would be the same, and there would be no danger to their lives. Moreover, they wouldn't be discovered by the outside world. Lin Rei was very happy about this. As for them, they all successfully entered the divine realm, including Lin Wanyu and the other 4. After entering the divine realm, they were very happy. These few days, Lin Rei was very busy. He had to accompany his wife and take care of them. Regarding this, Lin Rei prayed that he would rather fight a demon beast for 3 days and 3 nights in the future. He didn't want to live like this anymore. Junior brother Lin, at this moment, Lin Rei was chatting with his wife in the cave when he heard a voice. Instantly, his face lit up with joy. He said goodbye to Luing and walked out. "Oh, senior brother Gusi, why are you looking for me?" The moment he walked out of the cave, he saw Gusi looking around. She was simply too cute. Junior brother Lin, you. Hearing Lin Rei's voice, Gusi looked in front and saw Lin Rei walking out from a stone wall. Instantly, Gusi was shocked. Just now, she didn't expect Lin Rei to be here. She used her divine sense to check but didn't find anything strange about the stone wall. Looking at Gu Si's shocked expression, Lin Rei's face lit up. He then pointed to the cave behind him and said, "Sigh. I had no choice. Back then, second brother Huang gave me a shabby straw hut here. I had no choice but to do it myself. However, in order to not let anyone know where I live, I set up an array outside." As he said that, Lin Rei shrugged and gave a look that said, "You know what I mean." However, what he didn't know was that Lin Rei's words shocked Gu Si even more. One had to know that an array master was very important in the realm of the gods. Furthermore, even a deity king's divine sense couldn't see through the array on the stone wall. This showed how powerful Lin Rei's array skills were. Haha. Thinking of this, Gu Si bitterly smiled and said, "Junior brother Lin, I really can't see through you anymore. Not only can you kill people above your level, but you've also revealed your identity as an array master. I really don't know how many more names you have." As he said that, Gu Si's eyes were filled with envy. Similarly, he looked at Lin Rei with admiration and began to solicit, "You really don't want to join the divine sect and become an official disciple? You have to know that just based on your identity as an array master, you'll be able to be put in an important position in any sect." Looking at Gu Si's nervous expression, Lin Rei chuckled and rejected, "Forget it, I don't like to be restricted. Furthermore, I have my own troubles that I can't speak of, so I'm sorry." As he said that, Lin Rei's face was filled with apology. Lin Rei had already treated Gu Si as his friend. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said so much to him and wouldn't have let him know where he lived. Sigh. "All right." Seeing Lin Rei's firm reply, Gu Si regretfully shook his head and could only give up. "Oh, right." Just then, Gu Si thought of the most important reason for his visit and said, "I was too busy talking about you just now. I wanted to tell you that the leader this time is Lu Yunhan." What? Lu Yunhan? He didn't expect to hear this name again. Furthermore, it was the person who was going to lead him to the Tendo convention. "You know her?" Seeing Lin Rei's surprised reaction, Gu Si was puzzled and had a lot of questions. I don't know her." "That's right, senior brother, I won't use my real appearance when I go." only you know about this. I don't want anyone else to know, including the leader, Lu Yunhan. As he said that, Lin Rei looked at Gu Si with a pleading expression. He believed that Gu Si would definitely agree. All right then. As expected, after hearing Lin Rei's words, although he was troubled for a moment, he still agreed in the end. Since you don't want to use your real appearance, I won't force you. However, that junior sister of mine is the daughter of the sect master of the divine sect, Lu Tianyang. She's usually spoiled, so be careful and don't provoke her. What? Lin Rei was extremely shocked by this news. He didn't expect that the person he casually met would be the descendant of such a big shot. However, Lin Rei didn't want to be entangled with Lu Yunhan. So what if she was beautiful? It had nothing to do with him. All right. Since I've told you about this, we'll be leaving tomorrow morning. When the time comes, just wait at the mountain gate. I believe that junior sister will bring you along on my account. Got it. After speaking, Gu Si flew backwards. As for Linley, he remained where he was, watching until Gu Si's figure disappeared. Only then did he turn and return to the cave. At this moment, everyone was waiting for Lin Rei's instructions in the cave hall. You all heard it. This time, we're going to the Tendo convention, which is held once every 1,000,000 years. This time, we're not going for that. As for what we're going to do, I'll let you all know when the time comes. At this point, Lin Rei couldn't help but look at the 36 Azura clan members. Shui 3, Shui 5, Shui 15, Shui 31, the 4 of you will be my guards. With your divine emperors, I believe that ordinary people won't be able to discover you. Yes, we'll obey your orders. The 4 Azura clan members that were pointed out by Lin Rei said solemnly to Lin Rei. Not bad. With that, Lin Rei couldn't help but look at the other Azura clan members. His tone was very serious as he said, as for the rest of you, I'll send you to a very good place. I believe that you'll be able to grow quickly there. However, I want 10 of you to go and protect Luing, Nan Di, and Lin Tian. Do you understand? I'll leave this matter to you all. Yes, we'll obey your orders. The moment they heard Lin Rei's words, the 10 Azura clan members who were supposed to protect Luing and the other 2 walked out and stood behind the 3 of them. Their cultivation levels were infinitely close to the Divine Emperor realm. You all can go now. Looking at the remaining people, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. With a wave of his hand, the remaining 20 or so Azura clan members were all sent into the system by Lin Rei. He then placed them into the chaos array. Previously, Lin Rei had asked the little dragon whether it would be harmful for the Azura clan members to enter the array to absorb the chaos aura. After hearing the little dragon's answer, Lin Rei was very satisfied. That was why this scene happened. After doing all this, he looked at the remaining people. Other than Bai Qi and Dian Wei, who weren't related to him, who were still in the early stage of the true god realm, the others were either in the late stage of the divine weapon realm, godly king realm, or godly emperor realm. Alright, you all already know about this matter. You'll have to work hard for the next few days. With that, Lin Rei didn't give them a chance to speak and sent all of them into the system. However, they were separated from the Azura clan members because Lin Rei considered that they couldn't absorb the chaos aura. After doing all this, Lin Rei looked at the 4 people beside him. Lin Rei asked them to sit down and started chatting. Just like that, the night passed quickly. The 5 of them sat in the cave and talked. During this short period of time, Lin Rei imparted the Azura spear technique to the 4 of them. After all, they were all Azura clan members and the spiritual chi they used was different from Lin Rei's. Moreover, according to the little dragon, the Azura spear technique was somewhat related to the Azura clan. Phew, let's go. There's nothing for us to stay here anymore. Lin Rei didn't have any feelings for this place. Of course, other than Gu Si. Yes, young master. Everyone stood up and at this moment, the four of them all retreated into the sky. Hee hee. Looking at the four of them, Lin Rei smiled and walked out of the cave. Looking at the cave behind him, Lin Rei casually waved his hand and the foundation of the formation embedded in the ground was instantly collected by Lin Rei. Including the concealment formation that Lin Rei set up in the cave, they were all destroyed by Lin Rei. After everything was done, Lin Li took out a pill bottle from his bosom and took out a red pill. He swallowed it in one gulp. Gulp. And then, a strange phenomenon occurred. In the instant that Lin Li swallowed the pill, the muscles on his face began to twist and contort. His previously handsome face had now become so ugly that anyone who saw it would feel nauseous. Feeling the change, Lin Rei didn't care about his appearance. In any case, it was fine as long as he could hide his identity. After preparing, Lin Rei quickly arrived at the entrance of the mountain. From afar, he saw a figure walking back and forth, as if in a hurry. Chapter 5:11. Seeing this scene, Lin Li instantly felt awkward. It seemed that he had arrived too late. Then, he quickened his pace and rushed to the front door. "Aya, you're finally here." At this moment, Gu Si, who was pacing back and forth, saw an extremely ugly man. Gu Si didn't even think about it and quickly went up to Lin Rei. You can recognize me?" Originally, he thought that Gu Si wouldn't recognize him after he changed his appearance. He didn't expect Gu Si to ask him a question as soon as he arrived. "Tisk, are you stupid? Everyone who was appointed to attend the Tendo competition is here. Tell me, who else could it be other than you? Anyway, I can't think of anyone else." Hearing Gu Si's analysis, Lin Rei instantly felt awkward. Then, in order to diffuse the awkwardness, Lin Rei quickly changed the topic. "Senior brother Gu Si, why aren't you getting up and leaving? You still have the nerve to say that. If we weren't waiting for you, we would have left long ago." At this moment, a mocking voice was heard. It was a man who was dressed extravagantly. The items hanging on his body were all good stuff. Seeing the man walking over, Lin Rei felt disgusted. At the same time, a murderous intent rose in his heart. It wasn't for anything else but the contempt and disdain in the man's eyes. Peng Guang, what does this have to do with you? Hurry up and leave." Gu Si heard Peng Guang's words and quickly went up to stop him. Pfft, who would have thought that the moment Gu Si finished speaking, Lin Rei didn't care about his reputation and burst out laughing. "Ha ha ha, Peng Guang, do you have someone called Lei Feng in your family?" "Shoo." At this moment, Gu Si, who had been listening to Lin Rei's words, heard Lin Rei's filthy words and quickly went up to stop him. However, it was too late. At the same time, Gu Si couldn't help but look at the old man at the front of the group. At this moment, the old man's face was ashen and the veins on his forehead were bulging. He looked like he was about to attack. You. At this moment, the man named Peng Guang was at a loss for words. He couldn't say a single thing that he wanted to say earlier. "Alright, Lin Rei, let's go. You've gotten yourself into trouble this time." At this moment, Gu Si, who was beside him, hurriedly grabbed Lin Li's hand and walked over to Lu Yunhan. "Junior sister, I won't be going with you this time. Let's meet in Heaven's Wall City." Without waiting for Lu Yunhan's reply, she grabbed Lin Rei's hand and quickly left the mountain gate, flying into the distance. When the old man saw this scene, he was furious and could no longer suppress the killing intent in his heart. Just you wait. If I don't kill you, I swear I'm not human." However, for the sake of his own face, the old man forced himself to calm down after seeing Gu Si and the others disappear and returned to his previous refined attitude. Phew. Alright, let's go. We have to set off quickly. Hearing the old man's words, Lu Yunhan quickly stopped her disciple and quickly flew towards Heaven's Wall City. You. At this moment, in a cold mountain forest in the divine sect, Gu Si and Lin Rei were hiding in a tree. This frightening scene left Lin Rei puzzled. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? Do you know that Pang Guang's grandfather is an elder of the divine sect and has the cultivation of a monarch god? Furthermore, the old man in front is Pang Guang's grandfather. Tell me, did you just escape from death? What? Hearing Gu Si's words, Lin Rei's forehead broke out in cold sweat. He was glad that he had escaped. If they were to fight now, he would definitely be the one to die. At this thought, Lin Rei looked at Gu Si with gratitude and said, "Thank you so much. If not for you, I would have been a corpse by now." Lin Rei sincerely wanted to thank Gu Si. Not only for the previous incident, but more importantly, if he were to fall out with Gu Si now, he wouldn't be able to complete his mission. Sigh. Alright, it's nothing. You have to be careful in the future. Pang Guang's grandfather, Pang Long, is very vengeful. As she spoke, Gu Si released her divine sense and teleported everything within 100 miles into Gu Si's mind. Alright, it's fine. Let's go. Seeing that there was no danger in the surroundings, Gu Si hurriedly brought Lin Rei in another direction. This way, they wouldn't meet Pang Long and could travel freely. He didn't refuse and immediately followed Gu Si towards Heaven's Wall City. Right now, in the air, the 4 Azura clansmen were following Lin Li closely. The realm of the gods. This was the first time that Lin Rei had entered the realm of the gods in name. Although he had joined the divine sect, he had never seen the realm of the 9 continents. The two went on a sightseeing tour. Whenever they saw beautiful places, under Lin Li's constant persuasion, in the end, Gu Si would agree to stay and play for a few days. At the same time, every time they passed a city, Lin Li's drinking habit would manifest itself. However, during this period of time, Gu Si, who had never drunk before, became a drinker under Lin Rei's guidance. Lin Rei also realized that Gu Si was the type of person who was cold on the outside but passionate on the inside. As long as he drank until he was drunk, the outcome would be obvious. All kinds of bragging would be exaggerated by him. Even Lin Li couldn't help but have the urge to go up and beat her up. However, after Gu Si found out about this problem of hers, she still acted the same as before, refusing to drink. In the end, if Lin Li wasn't careful and didn't keep an eye on her, she would become a drunkard who went around bragging and causing trouble for Lin Li. Along the way, Lin Li felt quite helpless. But fortunately, whenever they encountered any rare beasts, they would go kill them and roast them for dinner. Or if they saw any rare treasures, they would be used as seasoning for the roasted meat. In the end, the roasted meat would become treasured medicine for Lin Rei and Gu Si to increase their strength. The two of them continued their journey as usual. After flying for a few days, they saw some demonic beast activity in a mountain forest. Immediately, Lin Rei's appetite was triggered. Gu Si, look below. Before Lin Rei could finish, Gu Si rolled his eyes at Lin Rei and said, "Let's go. Wait for me. I'll come find you when I'm done." As soon as he finished speaking, he disappeared, leaving behind only his voice for Lin Li to hear. "Hee, you really know how to talk." Looking at Gu Si who had disappeared, Lin Rei could only chuckle. Then, he found an open space and took out a bottle of wine that he had collected in Aqua Blue Planet. Bang! A bottle of 1982 red wine was opened by Lin Li very rudely. Gulp, gulp, after a few mouthfuls, he felt satisfied. Then, he looked into the distance and his eyes were filled with longing. Sigh. I wonder how Mother is now. I wonder if Yun has reached the late immortal venerable realm. When will he reach the divine world? With a loud bang, Lin Rei, who was feeling sentimental and longing for his mother, suddenly heard a loud bang. In an instant, all his longing for his mother was destroyed by the loud bang. Damn! Looking at the demonic beast in front of him, he knew that Gu Si must have returned. Sure enough, not long after, a figure appeared in front of him. His body was covered in blood and there was a scratch on his arm. Huh! You. After discovering that Gu Si was injured, he took out a healing pill from his ring and passed it to him. This is a pill that I bought in the immortal world. Although it is in the immortal world, it is still useful for such a small injury. During this period of time, the two of them had developed a great rapport. Looking at the pill in Lin Rei's hand, Gu Si did not say much. He took it and put it in his mouth. As soon as the pill entered his mouth, a majestic energy filled his wound. At this moment, the wound miraculously healed instantly. Alright, the medicinal properties of this pill are still okay. As for the remaining medicinal properties that have not been used up, just seal them up. Having said that, Lin Rei moved instantly. After poking Gu Si's body a few times with his sword finger, he returned to his original spot with a smile. Gu Si was stunned by such a magical scene. He knew that the medicinal properties of the healing wound were very small and the rest of the medicinal properties would dissipate. However, he did not know that the medicinal properties could be stored in his body. I really can't see through you. I really don't know how many things you have that I don't know. You even know this method. Hearing Gu Si's praise, Lin Rei said indifferently, sigh. I have no choice. It's all because of that master of mine. He used his death to force me to learn. I have no choice but to learn it reluctantly. What? Reluctantly? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Gu Si raised his eyebrows and said while rolling his eyes at Lin Rei. However, at this moment, Xiaolong, who was in the system, was so infuriated by Lin Li's words that he was about to die. Yeah, that little bastard. You're still pretending to be obedient after taking advantage of me. Really, just you wait. When you beg me again, you will suffer. Alright, let's not talk about it. Knowing that he had gone overboard with his boasting, Lin Rei immediately chose to stop before going too far. Alright. Just like that, the two of them fell silent. However, at this moment, Gu Si's gaze was fixed on the red wine in Lin Rei's hand. His throat kept moving. How could Lin Rei not see Gu Si's strange behavior? However, when he thought of Gu Si's appearance when he was drunk, Lin Rei could not help but shudder. However, due to Gu Si's pleading gaze, in the end, Lin Rei gritted his teeth and stomped his feet. He took out a bottle of wine from his ring and directly handed it to Gu Si. You. Drink sparingly. Although there was Lin Rei's warning, Gu Si did not know if he would listen after drinking. Gulp. 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 After handing the wine to Gu Sihong, Lin Rei once again lowered his head and began to eat the meat. However, at this moment, the sound of gulping was heard. Suddenly, Lin Rei's face sank. Chapter 5:12. F***CK. In an instant, Lin Rei threw down the things in his hands and rushed to Gu Si's side. He grabbed the wine bottle in her hand and wanted to snatch it away, but, F***CK, brother, are you playing with me? Right now, the bottle of wine which Lin Li had seized was completely empty. Not a single drop of wine had been left. It had been completely emptied, and all that was left was to lick the bottle. Seeing this, Lin Li helplessly returned to his seat. F***CK, if I had known, I wouldn't have given you the wine, sigh. Sighing, Lin Li picked up another piece of demonic beast meat and began to eat it. Beside him, Gu Si drank another bottle of red wine and then fell asleep on the ground in a drunken state. Today, Lin Rei was a little curious. Not only did Gu Si not cause trouble, she was especially quiet. Looking at the sleeping Gu Si, Lin Rei didn't pay any more attention to her. After taking out the seasoning for the roasted meat from his ring, he began to cook seriously. Instantly, the fragrant aroma of the seasoned meat wafted out, and the surrounding pairs of green and red eyes stared intently at Lin Li. Looking at them, Lin Rei ignored them. At this moment, Blood 15, who had been following Lin Rei, appeared and silently killed all the demonic beasts around them. Hee hee. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei was inexplicably happy and didn't think too much about it. Soon, the demonic beast meat became a delicacy under Lin Rei's roasting. Gulp. Looking at the fragrant beast meat, Lin Rei couldn't wait to tear off the leg of the demonic beast and began to eat. As for Gu Si, Lin Rei didn't wake her up because Lin Rei wasn't sure what she would be like when she woke up. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Just as Linley was enjoying his meal, several sounds of something piercing through the air could be heard. Linley didn't pay them any attention, continuing to gobble down his wine and meat. Master, this thing smells so good. At this moment, 4 figures appeared behind Lin Rei. When they saw the beast meat in front of Lin Rei, they all had drooling looks on their faces. Although they tried to force themselves to remain calm, their throats gave them away. Shut up. The only one among them looked at his disciple's useless appearance and immediately turned his head to reprimand him. Oh. When the man heard this, he immediately fell silent. It was not good for him to say anything. Ha! Lin Rei, who had been listening to the commotion behind him, turned around with a sneer on his face and said, "What's the point of you coming here uninvited?" There was an unwritten rule in the cultivation world, which was that as long as there were people, other than the people they knew, other people who didn't know them would want to enter their place. Otherwise, without the master's permission, they were not allowed to interfere. However, for the uninvited person behind him, he had already violated this rule. Humph, who do you think you are? How dare you tell us what to do? Just as Lin Rei finished speaking, one of the young men, who had some authority, spoke up and looked down on Lin Rei. That's right, who do you think you are? We're here to give you face. Seeing how shameless they were, Lin Rei's killing intent rushed out at this moment. Humph, give me face? My face is very precious. You're not worthy. Get lost. Lin Rei shouted with the cultivation of a peak advanced divine weapon. His voice was so loud that everyone within 100 miles could hear him. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? Lin Rei's voice was so loud that Gu Si, who was drunk, was woken up. Huh, you can continue sleeping. It's just a few bedbugs. Seeing that Gu Si was awake, Lin Rei was afraid that he would go crazy again. Therefore, Lin Rei quickly comforted him. All right, stop fooling around. He's already sober. He knew that Lin Rei was worried and explained. As he spoke, Gu Si came to Lin Rei's side and raised his head to look at the 4 people. Who are you? How dare you be so disrespectful to the people of Archaean Sect? Looking at the 4 people, Gu Si directly mentioned Archaean Sect. This was because when he first saw the old man, he knew that he wasn't a match for him. Oh, so it's the younger generation of Archaean Sect. Since you're from Archaean Sect, come here quickly. We're taking over this place. Instantly, as soon as these words were spoken, the atmosphere became tense. Everyone fell silent. Gu Si turned her head to look at Linley, troubled. She wanted to ask him what she should do. Huh, taking over? Who do you think you are? Archaean Sect is a top sect in God world. You. Ha ha ha. Just as Linley was about to finish speaking, a wanton laugh came from the mouth of the young man opposite him. His eyes were filled with disdain. Archaean Sect, ha. My Qinkuan Sect doesn't fear you at all. Boom. The moment he heard the words Qinkuan Sect, Lin Rei's mind went blank. The killing intent in his heart couldn't help but burst out of his body. The appearance of this killing intent was too strange. The old man didn't know why this young man was so angry. However, at this moment, he sensed a dangerous aura. This phenomenon hadn't happened for a long time. However, the next time it happened, it was from a divine weapon junior. Ha ha ha, a devilish laugh. His voice was filled with malice. At this moment, Linley's face was twisted with hatred. Qinkuan Sect, ha ha ha. Qinkuan Sect, I originally didn't want to touch you. Since you're courting death, don't blame me. Bang! The primal chaos dragon spear appeared. The tip of the spear shone with a cold light. The surrounding temperature started to drop because of Lin Rei's killing intent. You, when the old man heard Lin Rei's voice, his heart trembled. From his words, he could tell that the killing intent was because of the name Qinkuan Sect. At this moment, the young man's murderous gaze was because they were from Qinkuan Sect. At this point, the old man finally understood. How dare an ant like you compete with the sun and moon? Why don't you take a look at your cultivation level? How dare you call yourself meat in front of me? You're courting death. At this moment, the old man was enraged. Although he didn't know what kind of grudge this young man had with Qinkuan Sect, he knew that he couldn't let him live. If he did, he would definitely be a threat in the future. Die. That depends on who it is. Smoke filled the air and the battle was about to start. At this moment, Lin Rei made the first move. The primal chaos dragon spear in his hand charged towards the old man. At the same time, the martial god activated his stratagem. This was the first time he used it. Instantly, a strange energy gathered the energy in the surrounding space and started to squeeze towards the old man. What? The power of space? Feeling that the energy on the wall was able to gather the energy of space, the old man was surprised. I must get my hands on something like this. Otherwise, thinking about it, the old man's eyes were filled with greed. Seeing the spear about to reach him, the old man moved. With a swoosh, just as Lin Rei's spear was about to pierce through the old man's body, the old man disappeared mysteriously. After all, there was only one place. Instantly, Lin Rei felt that something was wrong. Indeed, the aura of death was coming from behind him. You want me to die? You're just one. Furthermore, there are many people who want me to die. However, they're all dead now. At the moment of danger, Lin Rei turned around and activated his stratagem of the martial god once again. This time, Lin Rei increased his cultivation level. Instantly, the surrounding space vibrated and the unstable chi of God squeezed even harder. Come on. The more you use this skill, the more I'll like it. However, you'll die even faster. At this moment, the old man's desire to obtain Lin Rei's skill grew stronger as he looked at it. Is that so? Hearing the old man's words, Lin Rei went to a distance and kept his Chaos Dragon Spear. He stood there and looked at the old man fearlessly. A strange and evil smile appeared on his face. Looking at Lin Rei, the old man felt that something was wrong. However, when he thought of the mysterious skill, he ignored it. Bam! Just as the old man was about to reach Lin Rei, a foot appeared in front of him. The old man was caught off guard and was kicked in the body. A terrifying energy spread out and the old man's body flew backward uncontrollably. How could this be? The old man, who had been sent flying, stared forward in astonishment. 4 men dressed in black had appeared, each of them emanating a murderous aura. Their faces were solemn as they stood guard by Lin Li's side. What? When this scene appeared, not only the old man sighed, but even Gu Si was stunned. Although he didn't know who these 4 people were, he could see that they were protecting Lin Rei. Thinking of this, Gu Si felt relieved. At the same time, a feeling of curiosity rose in his heart. How dare you be powerless against my young master? Only death can pay for your sins. Right at this moment, Blood 15, surrounded by a murderous aura, spoke in a cold voice to everyone present, save for Gu Si. As soon as he finished speaking, the 4 of them moved. Blood 15 charged towards the old man, while the remaining 3 charged towards the 3 people who had come with the old man and attacked them. Wait, we're from Qinkuan Sect, we're from Qinkuan Sect. At this moment, the old man felt the aura of death. In order to not die, he wanted to grab onto the last straw. In the end, he didn't know that it was the grass that would take his life. Humph, Qinkuan sect, ha ha ha. This sovereign doesn't care. This sovereign dared to destroy the Qinkuan sect in the immortal world. This sovereign will go. Don't worry, this sovereign will let the Qinkuan sect in the immortal world meet them. What? Immortal world? Hearing Lin Rei's words, the old man was stunned. He didn't expect to hit an iron plate today. He also didn't expect the Qinkuan sect in the immortal world to be destroyed. Gotcha. Blood 15, who received Lin Rei's order, didn't hesitate. The moment he arrived in front of the old man, he grabbed the old man's neck with one hand and squeezed, crushing the old man's Adam's apple. At the same time, his other hand smashed towards the old man's Dan palace. Chapter 5:13. Bam, ah. The Qinkuan sect cultivator screamed under Blood 15's attack. His face twisted as he glared hatefully at Lin Rei. He roared madly at Lin Rei. You wait. My Qinkuan sect won't let you go. So what if you destroy all the sects in the immortal realm? Just you wait, my Qinkuan sect will come for revenge. Bam! At this moment, Blood 15 had already crippled the old man's soul and cultivation, but the old man's words had completely enraged Blood 15. Instantly, before Lin Li could say anything, Blood 15 smashed the crippled old man into pieces with a single palm strike, killing him to the point where he couldn't be any more dead. Humph, there's only one result for threatening my young master. Blood 15 didn't pay any more attention to the old man's corpse, which was a mixture of minced meat and blood. Instead, he obediently returned to Lin Li's side. Well done. But don't be so reckless next time. We're outsiders after all and don't know much about their strength. I'll teach you a spell called the soul-searching spell. Remember, before you kill someone, you must squeeze all the information out of them. Yes, young master. Blood 15, standing behind Lin Li, hurriedly nodded upon hearing Lin Li's words. At that moment, Gu Si, who had been standing to the side in a daze, was completely dumbfounded by this scene. He really couldn't understand what was happening. Even more so, he couldn't understand why Lin Li, a cultivator who had just ascended to the deity realm, would have so many cultivators by his side and even address him as young master. What was even more unimaginable was that just hearing the name of the Qinkuan sect was enough to start a massacre. Just how much hatred did he have for the Qinkuan sect? And that Qinkuan sect in the immortal realm. Everything that happened just now would become an unforgettable memory for Gu Si. Bam, bam, just as Gu Si was in a daze, two muffled sounds rang out and instantly pulled him back to reality. He saw that in front of Lin Li, there were two miserable figures. Their faces were filled with terror and fear. In fact, the two of them were so frightened by Lin Li that they lost control of their bladder and were unable to control themselves. I beg you, please let us go. Senior, we didn't know any better before, please. When the three saw Lin Rei, they hurriedly got up from the ground and kowtowed, begging Lin Rei to let them go. But just as they were speaking, the silent Lin Rei spoke. Watch, I'll impart the knowledge to your minds. Remember, don't be careless. As he spoke, Lin Li began to move. His left hand quickly stretched out, forming a series of mysterious hand seals in midair. In the end, a surge of marvelous, yet astonishing energy suddenly appeared, slapping directly onto the head of one of the three men. Memories that didn't belong to him flowed into his mind. The moment the memories entered his mind, Lin Rei used his mental energy to envelop them. He began to search for useful things in the memories. He wouldn't have known if he didn't search, but the moment he did, Lin Rei was shocked. He didn't expect this man who was supposed to search his soul would do so many despicable things. He thought about raping young girls, robbing people, killing people for their belongings, swindling people. There was nothing he hadn't done before. However, even though there were so many memories that Lin Li felt disdainful of and even disdainful of, they still had some value. For example, the number of Qinkuan sect disciples participating in the Heavenly Tao Conference and their cultivation levels. At this moment, there were a total of 52 people going to the Tendo Conference. The leader of the group was a Qinkuan sect elder who was at least a monarch immortal. The rest were either divine ancestors or godly emperors. As for the 30-odd people going to the Tendo Conference, their cultivation levels were about the same as Gu Si's. They were either godly kings or godly generals. Seeing such a huge lineup from the Qinkuan sect, Lin Rei couldn't help but frown. Although this was good news for the divine sect, it was bad news for Lin Rei. With his current strength, he wasn't strong enough to fight against a godly monarch immortal. As for the rest, he would have to depend on the 20-odd Shura tribesmen who were absorbing the chaotic energy. Hopefully, they would be able to recover to divine ancestors or godly emperors. Only then would he have the ability to take revenge. After seeing all the memories he had plundered, Linley erased all of them from his mind. Linley couldn't be bothered to keep those memories. After which, he once again used his hand seals to search the souls of the other two. In the end, the results were the same. Linley then gave up. Although he didn't know if the Heaven and Earth sect had any hidden powers, it wasn't important anymore. As for those three who had been soul-scoured by Linley, they had long since become idiots. All of their memories had been wiped clean by Linley. Aside from a bit of instinct, there was nothing else. As for their intelligence, it had become zero. They weren't even as intelligent as a newborn child. Did you see it clearly? Linley came back to his senses and asked the 4 Shura behind him. Yes, we understood it. Thank you, young master, for teaching us this technique. Hearing their words, Lin Rei nodded his head and said, Go, there is no danger here. As for the 3 of them, you can deal with them as you see fit. Remember, do it cleanly. Don't leave any evidence behind. Do you understand? Although Lin Rei wasn't afraid of the Qinkuan sect, he didn't want them to discover him so quickly. Lin Rei could only do this. Yes, we will take our leave. Blood 15 and the other 3 Shura tribesmen carried the 3 Qinkuan sect members and disappeared from Lin Rei's sight. Seeing them leave, Lin Rei looked at them gratefully. At the same time, Lin Rei didn't feel any pity for the 3 of them. They didn't deserve it. Although they claimed to be righteous disciples, the things they did were so despicable. Killing them would be considered a light punishment. After everything was over, Linley turned to look at Gu Si, who had been in a daze the entire time. The smile on his face grew even wider. Huh, don't you recognize me? Seeing the stunned look in Gu Si's eyes, Linley knew what he was thinking. He immediately teased him. No. Hearing Linley's words, Gu Si's voice was filled with nervousness. In fact, it could even be said that she was cautious. In the past, she hadn't known that Linley had so many experts protecting him. Now that she knew, she would follow the same rules. You don't have to be like this, just be like before. Also, I have to ask you, whatever you see today, you must remember not to tell anyone, because this is not only related to me, but also the lives of my brothers. At this point, Lin Rei couldn't help but warn, of course, if you tell anyone about what happened today, you can try. Try and see if I have the strength to kill you. At this moment, a murderous aura burst forth and pressed down on Gu Si. Don't worry. Gu Si, will definitely not tell anyone about what happened today. Hearing Gu Si's words, Lin Rei immediately retracted his killing intent. He still had a smile on his face. He still believed in Gu Si's character. Otherwise, he wouldn't have exposed so much in front of him. Alright, hurry up and eat. Once you're done, let's hurry up and leave. With that, Lin Rei sat back in his original spot and began to gnaw on the big bone as if nothing had happened. Gu Si admired Lin Rei for this. He couldn't do it. When he thought of the old man who was smashed by the expert, he couldn't eat anymore. Just like this, a small episode ruined the originally good atmosphere. However, Lin Rei wasn't worried. Soon, Lin Rei ate more than half of the demonic beast meat. Seeing that Gu Si didn't eat, Lin Rei didn't waste it. He directly threw the other half of the demonic beast meat into the system and handed it over to Sha Tian. After doing all this, Lin Rei stood up and said to Gu Si, "Let's go, senior brother. We should hurry up." "Oh, okay." Gu Si, who looked a little uncomfortable, hurriedly agreed the moment he heard Lin Rei's words. Then, he flew towards the direction of Heaven's Wall City. Hee hee. Looking at Gu Si's appearance, Lin Rei didn't say anything. Then, he released his cultivation and instantly chased after Gu Si. But before Linli left, he saw the shattered pieces of flesh and blood. Linli didn't let them go. Instantly, he released his illusory soul blood flames, burning away all of the blood, leaving nothing behind. This was because Lin Rei knew that there was nothing that could withstand the illusory spirit blood fire. Just like this, the two of them didn't stop. They directly rushed to their destination, Heaven's Wall City in Dan Province. At this moment, outside Heaven's Wall City, Lin Rei was a little dazed as he looked at the majestic city that towered into the clouds. This kind of city didn't exist in the immortal world. It was also the first time he saw it in the divine world. Even the ancient city in the immortal world wasn't as magnificent as this. Yes, that's right. This is the core of Danzhou. Not only is this the core of Danzhou, but it's also the headquarters of the Alchemy Guild. There are only things you can't think of here, but there's nothing you can't buy here. Moreover, there's not only the Alchemy Guild, but also the Formation Guild, the Armor Guild, and a few big trading companies. The forces here are intricate and complicated, and it's hard to explain. Oh. Listening to Gu Si's introduction of the interior of Heaven's Wall City, Lin Rei was suddenly curious. He couldn't imagine what kind of illusion this was. Logically speaking, with so many forces, there would be conflicts of interest. It was impossible that there wouldn't be any disputes. Okay, let's go. Looking at Lin Rei's puzzled look, Gu Si smiled and said, "I don't know if Junior Sister and the others have arrived. You should be careful where we go later." "What if Pang Long?" Hearing Gu Si's worry, Lin Rei quickly said, "Hee hee, you don't have to worry. However, I won't meet up with you guys. You're tuning into the Biyao's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.